But yeah. Should I drop AJ Brown? No, I wouldn't drop him. Yo, what's up, people? Yo. How's everybody doing today? If you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. Get your questions answered as well. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take it. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel. Come on over, get your questions answered. Yo. Start Ingram or CEH? CEH, MP. Ozai, the Cowboys are winning today. I believe the Cowboys are going to be winning today. Going to steamroll the Saints. Steamroll them, you think? Mark Ingram or Jamal Williams? I go Jamal Williams. Hey, man. Team is Brady, Najee, Mixon, Terry, Deontay Johnson, Saquon, and Aaron Jones, but I have CEH and Mike Evans on the bench. Should I swap anything? Let's see. Who's your... I would go Mike Evans over Terry, personally. And I go CEH. Well, yeah, I hope that you're saying, like, CEH over Aaron Jones. Like, that's not your starting lineup, right? Is that your starting lineup? Higgins, Mooney, Pollard, or Jerry Jeudy? One for the flex. I would go with Higgins. Tyler, yo, what up? Tyler, what's up? Need a big win this week. Taysom Hill or Kyler Murray? Come on. Kyler Murray by 100. Even if Taysom Hill has a good week, I don't care. The process is definitely Kyler Murray. Should I trade Derrick Henry for Allen? Dude thinks he's going to come back early since they're losing more. Yeah, I mean, if the dude thinks that, absolutely. I don't think that Derrick Henry comes back this season. Cowboys defense or Cardinals defense? I would go with the Cardinals defense. Mitchell or Javonte Williams? Listen, if Melvin Gordon is out, I'm going with Javonte Williams. I love Javonte Williams. I think he's going to be an absolute stud this week if Melvin Gordon's out. Now, if Melvin Gordon plays, then I would go Elijah Mitchell. Jamar Chase or Jalen Waddle? I go... I want to say Waddle so bad, but I'm sticking with the process. I'm going with Jamar Chase. But man, oh man, do I want to say Waddle. Taysom Hill or Carr? I go Carr still. Who should I start? Robinson or Aiyuk, since Robinson isn't playing? Isn't practicing. Oh, I would still go Robinson. Like, I wouldn't be paying attention to... Today is definitely a little concerning if the player doesn't practice at all. Yesterday, I wouldn't have paid attention. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. Like, sometimes dudes get upgraded to full practice. We have to see, but yeah. Yo, what's up? Logan Thomas, Ertz, or Fant? I would go with Ertz. Pitts or Schultz? I'd go Pitts. Freeman or Amari Cooper in the flex? I'd go Amari Cooper over him. What running back should I get with Keenan Allen, Elijah Moore, and Gibson? What running back for all those guys? I mean, a pretty solid running back is what I'd be looking for. I mean, it's really hard for me to say, but like, I'm talking like top 5 potential there. Like, those are some really good pieces to be giving up. Hey, thanks. Hey, man, thanks for the help. No problem. You're welcome. Aiyuk or Pittman? Ingram or Sony Michel? Must-win game. Oh, man, that is tough. I would love to go to Sony Michel if Darrell Henderson does not. Did Darrell Henderson practice today? I did not look to see if Darrell Henderson practiced today. Can someone let me know in the chat if Darrell Henderson practiced today? I guess I would still going... I would just go with Ingram because Sony's not that great of a play if what's his face practice. Yo, what's good? What up, Ryan? Jamal Williams, Gibson, Mixon, or Patterson? Only one of them? If only one, I'd go Mixon. It would go Mixon, Gibson, Patterson, Williams. Henderson didn't practice. Oh, that makes the decision so tough. I want to say Sony so bad because if Sony... If you have Henderson out, Sony Michel becomes a very, very good play this week. Like, RB1 potential with Sony Michel. We'll probably see 20-plus touches. So, yeah, that's really tough. Ingram, Robinson, Gaskin. I would go Robinson and Gaskin. Michael Pittman or Jamal Williams? Michael Pittman. Should I trade Monty for Swift and Bateman? I wouldn't be trading for Swift, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be trading for Swift right now. I would stick with Monty. Pick 3, we got Mitchell, Michelle, Mixon, Ingram. I would go, gosh, again, I would love to go Sony Michel. Like, I really would. But if I would just go Mitchell, Mixon, Ingram. If you want to take the risk and go Sony Michel, I think Sony Michel would be an absolute stud this week if Henderson is ruled out. But I just couldn't. I can't take the risk. Sorry I'm late. I was on chat with the Boost Mobile representative trying to get a refund since I paid for next day shipping. It's been 2 days. A new phone hasn't shipped. What's up with that? Oh, you're all good. Optimize. PPR, we got Damian Harris or Devonta Freeman. Also Dolphins defense or Eagles defense. I would go Dolphins defense, and I would go Devonta Freeman. Thoughts on AB suspension? Hey, I mean, he did something that was pretty stupid, you know. What are you doing? You don't think the NFL would have found out? I mean, that's pretty stupid on your part. Sony Michel or Monty. If you have Henderson out, definitely give me Sony Michel. Otherwise, I go Monty. Mike Williams, Jerry Jeudy, or Aiyuk. I would go with Aiyuk. And real quick, if you haven't already, do me a big favor, hit that like button. Also, if you're over on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube, get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take over to my YouTube channel. Come on over, get your questions answered. And if you're on, hold on, I got to type this out real quick. I got to type this out. Question answered 100. I gotta do this real quick. Hold on, one sec. Membership. $2.90. All right. And we're just gonna pin that. Yo, what's up, Waz? How you doing, my guy? All right. Isn't it a federal crime or something for faking a government document, here being the vaccination card? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. I'm no lawyer. I really don't know. Connor Saquon. I would go James Conner. You like Taysom Hill tonight? He's okay. He's in the range of like Taylor Heineke to like those guys. I'd rather start like Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr over him for sure. Aiyuk or Pittman? I would go with Pittman. Should I start DK or Hollywood Brown? I would go with Hollywood Brown. Connor or Saquon? Connor. Amari or Henderson? I would just, I'd fire up Amari because I don't think that Henderson's going to play this week. Last Waller, Foster Moreau, a decent streamer. Other options are Jared Cook and Gerald Everett. Yeah, I would go with Foster Moreau. I think he's a really solid option this week. Amari Cooper or Renfro? I would go with Renfro. Sorry I'm late. I was, I read it optimized. Yo, what's up, my guy? And hopefully you get your new phone soon. Unless this is a joke. Oh, what's up, Optimized? You're all good. How do you think Lenny will do rest of the season? I think Lenny's, I mean, I said it early on the season, right? He was on my trade for list ways back. Leonard Fournette is a bell cow running back on one of the league's best offenses. He's an absolute RB1. Fire him up every single week. It don't matter the matchup. He showed it last week. Does not matter what the matchup is. Stud. I was definitely wrong about him heading into the season. I'll tell you that. I'll be the first one to admit. He was a guy I was big time wrong on. Big time. Pick 2, we got DK, Brown, or Aiyuk. Who's Brown? You late to the news on AJ Brown? Or Antonio Brown? I would go DK and Aiyuk. Who's Brown? Gasicki or Goddard? I would go Gasicki. Jacoby Myers or Galladay? Give me Galladay. I need help. We got Pitts, Knox, or Moreau. Knox, for sure. Is Elijah Moore a good start this week? I liked Elijah Moore more in the beginning of the week because I thought that Joe Flacco was going to be the quarterback. Now it's looking like it's going to be Zach Wilson. So I don't like Elijah Moore nearly as much. Elijah Mitchell or James Robinson? I would go with Elijah Mitchell. Tyler's not lying. Questions answered every single time when you subscribe. Unlimited questions. This is true. Yeah, you sign up to be a member as low as $2.99. You get your questions answered 100% of the time. I mean, just don't go get a McRib tonight. You know, don't go to Country Fair and get a bag of chips and a pop. As slow as that. You get your questions answered 100% of the time. Even if you don't get it right, I don't get them right all the time. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit. I put in the time, I put in the effort, I put in the process. At least it's somebody to bounce your ideas off. That's how I look at it. You know, I put a bunch of time and effort into this. We got Nico Martin with the $2.79 donation. Yo, appreciate you, Nico. We got Kyler or Carr. I would go with Kyler. I love Derek Carr this week as well, but Kyler being back, they said that he's expected to play. Fire him up. Fire him up. Quote from Tyler, Taysom Hill is garbage. He sucks. He does. I mean, he's a right-handed Tim Tebow. We've already seen Taysom Hill. Wow, last year you could play him at the tight end spot. That's why everybody was in love with him. And sure, he had a solid game, but I think this week, like, I just don't like Taysom Hill. I don't think he's very good. And this offense is nowhere near what they were last year. And they're missing both of their tackles once again. No Alvin Kamara. Like, I don't like Taysom Hill. I don't like Taysom. What? Maybe he goes out there and has a really good game. You know, whatever. Brazina. Sure, Brazina. Is that how you say the name? Yo, become a starter. Yo, that's what's up. We got a new member in the chat. Ask your questions. You get it answered 100% of the time. W's in chat for. I butchered the name, so I'm sorry. I'm terrible at pronunciation. All right, it's a big flaw of mine. W's in the chat. Yeah, let's get it. Think Pollard puts up double digits tonight? I'm not that big on Pollard tonight, to be honest with you. I'm definitely not as big as what I think the industry is on Pollard. This team has already came out and said, they're going to get Elliott a heavy workload, and I honestly think that's what's going to happen because I think this team is like, okay, yeah, Pollard has looked pretty solid this season, maybe even better than Zeke, but we just gave Zeke a fat contract. Let's run him into the ground and get out of this contract. So run Zeke or Pollard. We're running Zeke into the ground, and I think that's what they're going to do. AB also threw furniture out of the window and tried to hit someone in the head, if I remember correctly. I hear Dak proposed to his girlfriend this past winter. It's the only time he'll see a ring in February. Uh-oh. They start Ozai. Ozai's mad already. Josh Allen or Hurts this week? Hurts. Bucks or Cowboys defense? I would go with Bucks defense. I do love Cowboys defense, but Bucks against who they play? Atlanta? It is a divisional opponent. It's so close. Like, I don't really like. I'm going with the Bucks defense still. Don't want to sound stupid, but what does bell cow back mean? Bell cow back means like literally just plays like all the snaps. Is there, receiving back also, between the tackles back, gets a lot of carries, gets a lot of, like, think of Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, like a guy that plays, I would say a guy that at least plays over 70% of the team snaps and sees majority of the work as a bell cow back. Give me 3 anytime scores tonight. Before I do that, I want to say this. I want to give you guys, because today I really sat down and did some research and I really looked at this game and I wanted to have a solid parlay for tonight because I wanted to see if I could do better than Book It with Trent. All right. Book It with Trent. Let's do better than Book It with Trent tonight. I love Book It with Trent. Sometimes he gets, some stuff wrong, but he's a great entertainer and that's what it's all about. So my parlay tonight, I already put some money on it. Parlay for tonight is Cowboys cover, Zeke over his rushing yards, which I believe was like 44.5, and Michael Gallop over 46.5 receiving yards. There's the same game parlay. You want a same game parlay? There's the game parlay. You want me to explain it? Here we go. I got some stats for you guys tonight. All right. This year on Thursday Night Football, okay, the home team is 9-5, or is 5-9, I guess I should say. Is 5-9 when it comes to covering the spread. So 5-9 when it comes to covering the spread this year on Thursday night. The home team is, so that means that you want to have the Saints covering. Also, the Dallas Cowboys are 4-1 on the road when against the spread, and the New Orleans Saints are 2-3 when at home against the spread. So, also, the over-unders are 4-10 in favor of the unders on Thursday Night Football as well. So there you go. There's some stats to think about for tonight. Right now, the New Orleans Saints are giving up 28 points at home over the past 4 games. Past 4 home games, 28 points at home. They're averaging, or they're giving up to the opponent. So just some things to think about. Just some things to think about. All right, we got Nico. We got Nico with the $2.79. Also, if my members, if you asked the question and missed it, just ask it again. I'll answer it. Jamal Williams or Miles Sanders? I'm going with Jamal Williams. I know that Miles Sanders might be playing this week, but all it takes is that little tweak again, and he, kind of goes out of the game. So I love Miles Sanders, the player, but I'm not trusting him. Jamal Williams should see a pretty solid workload, so I'm going with Jamal Williams. And once again, appreciate the donation, Nico. You pronounced it right. No worries. Hey, we got it. Starting Mattison and Mitchell at running back, and Hollywood and Tyreek at wide receiver. Need one flex. Jamal Williams, David Montgomery, or Van Jefferson. I'm going to go with David Montgomery. Brazina. There we go. I got it right. I would go with David Montgomery. It is very close between him and Jamal Williams, but I'm going to give the slight edge to David Montgomery. I envision both of them really being involved heavily. I kind of want to say Jamal Williams because the more I'm looking at this matchup, Minnesota has not been very good against the ground this year in terms of actually stopping the run. Detroit's not the best run team, but they have been able to have some success. So it's very close here. Honestly, it is very close with this. Ask me that question again on Sunday. Okay, make sure you ask me that again because it's very close right now. Miles Sanders is active. Yes, he is. And, I love Miles Sanders. It's just, I can't be all in. I was all in last week and he really screwed me. That ankle. Is Montgomery a bell cow back with Herbert? Is he not? No, he is. He is. He went back to his regular, full workload. Freiermuth or Kelsey. Who should I start? Mike Williams, D-Hop, or Godwin, pick 2. I would go with Godwin and D-Hop. Pick 2 running backs. Elijah Mitchell, Mark Ingram, Cordell, Mattison. I would go with Mattison, and I would go with Cordell. Pick 1 flex. Elijah Mitchell, Mark Ingram. I would go with Mitchell there. So I would sit Ingram, would be the one that I would sit. I guess that's the only guy, right? Sit Ingram. Sorry, my bad. Pick 2. DK, Hollywood Brown, or Aiyuk. I would go with Aiyuk and Hollywood Brown. Bro, this week went by so quick. It really did. Knox or Goddard? Knox. Schultz or Fant? Schultz. Elijah Moore or Elijah Mitchell? Elijah Mitchell. Is Ingram a safe start tonight? I wouldn't say safe, but I would say no player is ever safe. We see it all the time. Dudes could totally underperform. What I like to say is trust the process, right? You put in time and effort to study everything, look in everything. He's definitely a guy that's trust the process play where should see a lot of volume, has a chance to score a touchdown, obviously. He's a really solid play. My dog just sat on my feet. Yo, what's up, doggy? What's happening with DK? Just the offense isn't very good, to be honest with you. Odell or Pittman? I do love Odell this week. You said Schultz over Fans, so that answered my question. Thanks. You're welcome. No problem. What do you think about Dak and Zeke tonight? I mean, I like both of them. Is Ertz safe? I would never call a tight end safe unless you're talking about basically Travis Kelce and Gronk right now. Gronk is really safe. Other than that, I would say no tight. I would say Kittle with Debo out makes them safe as well. But no tight ends outside of those guys are safe. Maybe Mark Andrews. Okay, I'm saying 4 tight ends. You got Gronk, Kittle, Kelce, Andrews. I feel great about firing those guys up every single week. The other guys are very meh. Ertz has been really solid, though. Since he got traded, he's been really solid. So I wouldn't say he's safe, but he's a really solid play. Ingram or Gaskin? I would go with Gaskin. Odell's actually going to do good. I think he tied Cup in targets. He did. Is Mark Andrews safe? Yeah, I would say safe-ish. Yeah, I would say safe. Safer compared to a lot of the other tight ends. Absolutely. I'd fire up Mark Andrews every single week. I wouldn't even think twice about it. Never think twice about it. Higgins, Mike Williams, Elijah Moore start 2. I would go with Higgins and I would go with Mike Williams. I'd love to start Elijah Moore. It's just with Flacco not starting, if Zach Wilson starts, which it looks like he's going to start, I really don't like Elijah Moore as much. Pitts is more than a meh. That's just all the tight ends outside of the top 4 right now. And usually how it goes every single year. It's a mess. Michael Gallop or Brandon Aiyuk. I would go with Brandon Aiyuk. Mine was Schultz or Conklin. I would go Schultz. Yeah, absolutely. Stuck between picking Mike Williams, Van Jefferson, Devante Parker, Sterling Shepard, or Kirk. I would still go Mike Williams. I know Mike Williams been super hit or miss, but plays on a high volume passing attack. Sees a good amount of air yards, which you love to see. So meaning that they're pushing the ball downfield to him. He's not a guy that's just, hanging around the line of scrimmage. He's seeing really good targets. And, hopefully he connects someone. That's what you can hope for. The other guys are like, nah. I just like the upside with Mike Williams a little bit more there. Mark Ingram or Sanders? I would go with Mark Ingram. I'm not totally... Listen, I love Miles Sanders, but as we saw last week, like the little tweak of the ankle, he didn't play as much. He was still pretty good in that game, but just didn't play as much. That's all it really takes is that little tweak of the ankle, and for him to be missing plays and series and everything. I love to say Miles Sanders because this is a dream matchup this week, but I just can't be all in because he totally burned me last week and showing that the ankle isn't totally there yet for him. So I can't play him. Joe Mixon or Austin Eckler? Oh, gosh. Like, this is what who are you starting over the other guys when I want to know? I would go Joe Mixon, but it's like, I would not be surprised if Austin Eckler has more points than him. It's so, like, who are you starting over those guys? And real quick, if you haven't already, do me a big favor. Hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. If you're on YouTube right now, and if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile. Go to my link tree. My link tree would take you over to my YouTube channel. The profile, link tree, YouTube channel. Come on over. Get your questions answered. Answer a couple questions over there. Zeke or Pollard? Zeke. Ingram or Jacobs? I'm going with Josh Jacobs. I liked Ingram a little bit more, but I'm going with Josh Jacobs. They have both starting tackles out. I just think Dallas should win this. I still think that Mark Ingram is an okay play. It's really close between those guys, like a spot difference. Schultz or Kittle? Oh, Kittle. Ingram or Robinson? Robinson. Jesus loves us all. Amen to that, brother. Kirk or Lamar? Lamar. Thoughts on Devante Parker being back? I mean, I like Parker. It's just a matter of any game he can be out. I think that Waddle is still going to be the guy here. So I like Parker, the player, but it's just health. He can never stay healthy. It has to be JT over Mixon and Eckler. No one else can compare. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's Taylor always. Cousins or Hill? Cousins. Schultz or Knox? Knox. I know it's a tough matchup, but I'm starting Knox every single week. Knox or Pitts? Knox. Gaskin or Ingram? Gaskin. Javonte Williams or Elijah Mitchell? Listen, if Melvin Gordon's out, I'm going Javonte Williams. Cousins or Hill? I would go Cousins. Gasicki or Knox? Knox. Dolphins defense or Cowboys defense? I would go Dolphins defense. Terry or Amari? Terry or Amari? I would go Terry. Zeke or Connor? Zeke. Gaskin or Ingram? Gaskin. Actually, I'm going to go. I'm a big fan of Zeke tonight because I really think this team feeds Zeke tonight. And in my reasoning, they've already came out and said that they're going to give him a ton of touches tonight. And I do think they are. My reasoning is you paid him a bunch of money. Give him the football. Like, run him into the ground. I'm sorry, like, that sounds bad in terms of real life, just like life. But in terms of business and football, it makes sense that, you kind of overpaid for Zeke anyways. It was a bad contract, to be honest with you. So just use the contract to your advantage. Do I think Tony Pollard's a better football player? I think it's pretty close. But I would just run Zeke into the ground. Pollard, Van Jefferson, or Sony? I would go with Sony. Najee or Jamal Lyons? I would go Najee. What are your thoughts on McLaurin rest of the season? Like, a wide receiver too. He's a solid wide receiver too. Follow the money, play Zeke. Yeah, I think they're gonna feel him. I feel weird benching Pollard tonight, starting Ingram, Gibson, and J-Rob over him. Anything should change? No, I think I would definitely be starting those guys. Once again, trust the process. The process says you start guys who see volume. Those guys should see a lot of volume. I know that Pollard's been really solid, but like I said, I really think, unless Zeke gets hurt, I really think you see a heavy dose of Zeke. Lamar or Brady? Really close. I would go Brady just because I really think that Brady could be QB1 this week. I think he shreds Atlanta. Shreds them. Terry or Evans. Marquise Brown, Elijah Moore, or Lockett. Start 2, I would go with Marquise Brown and Lockett. Ink Scars. Yo, what up, my guy? CD solid tonight? Yes, he is. Hill or Wilson this week? Wilson for me. It's really close between Hill and Wilson. Like, those guys are pretty close. It's like Wilson, Taylor Heineke. I have Wilson ahead of these guys, but it's still pretty close to those kind of guys. Gallop or Cooper? I would. It's pretty close. I'm still gonna go with Cooper, but it's really close. I need help before the game because of Dak. Hurts or Dak? Honestly, I'm going with Hurts. Pitts, Freiermuth, or Knox. Pick one. I would go with Knox. I also have CD if that sways your vote. Okay. I mean, a little bit, but if you want to stack, like, go with the stack. But I just think that Jalen Hurts rebounds in a big way this week. I mean, he should have had a pretty solid week last week. Literally, the Eagles dropped like 3 touchdown passes. And especially at the end of the game, my gosh, Jalen Reagor should have scored. What a bum he is. Literally wasn't even being touched right off his hands. He's a bum. Not saying that Jalen Hurts isn't kind of a bum either, but the wide receivers did him no favors last week. Who's a nobody you think should I grab to stash on bench? Really just depends on who's available, but always stash like a backup running back. Like Marlon Mack. If somebody dropped Khalil Herbert, I pick him up. Darrell Williams. Like if Sony Michel is somehow there, I doubt he's there. Like a backup running back that would see a lot of volume if he goes down. Like Khalil Herbert's definitely one of those guys. Would you consider Knox safe? I'd say safe-ish, yeah. I would say a lot more safe than a lot of the other tight ends. This year, he's been a stud when healthy. Absolutely. Renfrew or OBJ? I would go with OBJ. Love OBJ. Hey, my team is Brady, Najee, Mixon, Terry, Deontay, Johnson, Saquon, and Aaron Jones, but I have, no, I think that's fine. Well, I asked this early in the stream, Twitch, like, you're not starting Aaron Jones, right? I'm assuming. Like, I would be starting CEH over him and Mike Evans over Terry is what I would be doing. Banner Gasicki. Gasicki, what are your thoughts on DeAndre Hopkins if he plays this week? Would you play him over Lockett or Moore? Yeah, I would play him over both. Absolutely, yes. I would play him over Moore, and I would play Lockett. Gaskin or Elijah Mitchell? Elijah Mitchell. Justin Jefferson or Terry Clary? Justin Jefferson. Jacobs, Ingram, or Pittman? I would go with Pittman. Hurts or Cousins? Hurts. And real quick little plug here. If you haven't already, do me a big favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Actually, we got Zach right there. I missed Zach's question. Zach says, Russell Wilson or Burrow? I would go with Joe Burrow and pick one for flex. Henderson, Chase, or Gaskin, full point PPR. I doubt Henderson plays, so honestly, I would go with Gaskin. Actually, no. I would go with Burrow and Chase. I would do the stack. Unless Henderson plays, then I would play Henderson. But I really don't think Henderson plays it. So I would go with Burrow and Chase for the stack. And we got Clan member for 3 months, all pro. Yo, what's up, everyone? Just got a big Oreo cookie shake. Tyler, you are my dad. If anyone on my team busts this week, I'm going to ratio them on Instagram. Yo, what's up, Clan? And thank you for the 3 months, my guy. Clan for the 3 months. That's what's up. Hey, what's up? Yo, what's up, Clay? Full team or full point PPR. Pittman, Claypool, Miles Sanders, or Mike Williams. One of them, I'd go Pittman there. I would go Pittman. And all right, so that's the members chat. Okay, so back to the quick little plug. If you haven't already, do me a big favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it if you're over on YouTube. If you're over on TikTok, make sure you hit that follow button. Come on over to YouTube. We're live over here on YouTube. You have a better shot of getting your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel. Come on over, get your questions answered. And if you're over on YouTube right now, and I'm not answering your questions, believe me, I'm trying to answer everybody's questions. Sign up to be a member. It's as low as $2.99. All you got to do is type in !membership. !membership. It will pop up a link in the chat. Click on the link. It will take you to sign up. As low as $2.99. You get a green name tag. You get a badge next to your name, so that way you separate yourself in chat, and I go to your question every single time. Also, super chats are available as well to ensure you get your questions answered. All right, so we got Terry R with the $2 donation. Yo, appreciate the donation, Terry. We got full point PPR. We got Hopkins, Waddle, Hollywood, Deontay. So pick 2. I would go with Deontay, and I'm going with Waddle this week. So Deontay and Waddle. This year has been the most unlucky year I ever had in fantasy football. Stafford, Hurts, Zeke, Patterson, Chase, Higgins, Lamb, Gronk, Schultz, and I'm 3-9. Yeah, that's really unfortunate, Parker. In one of my leagues, I have this past week I had a horrible week because I had Jalen Hurts, Swift, Aaron Jones. So it was a terrible week. Prior to that, I was first in points scored, and I wasn't even in the playoffs. So believe me, I feel your pain 100%. Thanks, man. You're the best. Yo, appreciate you, Zach. Thank you. And we got Tony with the $5 donation. Yo, appreciate you, Tony. We got Higgins or Pollard flex full point PPR. I'm going to go with Higgins there. Higgins has been coming around, man. He's kind of been the wide receiver that you want a little bit. Like, Chase is scoring some of these touchdowns, but Higgins should have had a monster week last week. He got tackled at the inch line. They had to review the play. He should have scored a touchdown. I think he was in. I think it was so close. I think he was in, but yeah, it's really close. I would go with Higgins, though. He should have a monster week last week. If you keep asking, why are you not answering my question? Because you're not a member, so be a member, broke boy. So Tyler, yo, what's up, Clan? It's a clan. Voice crack. Henderson and OBJ both do not practice again today, but McVay said they should play this Sunday. Do you believe that? I believe it more for OBJ. For Henderson, I don't think he's going to play. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. I mean, if OBJ doesn't play tomorrow, oh man, I'm going to get roasted on TikTok because, oh, I posted this video on Tuesday and wow, he said play OBJ and he put up 0 points and people are like, no, didn't play this. But yeah, I hope he plays. Also saw that McVay said yesterday believes Henderson and OBJ will be active, but you never know. I hope they are. I hope they both are active because I have Henderson quite a bit of. So I hope he but I also have Sony Michel. Tyler is goated. Yo, appreciate it, Parker. You know, Amon-Ra St. Brown has more receiving yards than Allen Robinson. That's rough. That is rough. I did not know that. That is rough. Shadow XT with the $2 donation. Pick 2. We got Hopkins, Pittman, Cooper. I would go with Hopkins and Pittman. Appreciate the $2 donation. Thank you. With Cooper on a limited snap count tonight, they say. I don't like him as much, and I just like, even if he was playing in full, I just like the other guys on their respective teams this week better. And we got Josh Alexander becoming a starter. Yo, appreciate you, Josh. W's in chat for Josh for becoming a starter, getting his questions answered 100% of the time. So once again, you want your questions answered 100% of the time, exclamation point membership. Exclamation point membership. Sign up to be a member. See Alexander not broke. Right. Should I roll with Nick Folk in bad weather against the Bills, or should I go with the safer option like Robbie Gould or Jason Sanders? I did not look at the forecast this weekend. What is it supposed to be like in Buffalo? It's in Buffalo, right? Are they at New England? Where's that game at? Is that at Buffalo or New England? I can't remember. What's the weather like, Seclan? I lost Mac Jones, Henderson. I lost to Mac Jones, Henderson, Pollard, Deontay Johnson, T. Higgins, Pittman, and Hawkinson last week. My team, Josh Allen, Eckler, Najee, Keenan, Justin Jefferson, Pitts, and DK. Those guys had that good of a week that you lost. Did Pollard have a really good? I don't even know. I don't have any shares of Pollard. I have no Pollard in my league. You sure I shouldn't start Mark Ingram over CEH? I mean, I like CEH first. I think that this is an actually sneaky, decent matchup against Denver this week. Denver, their DVOA right now is, I believe they're like 4th against the run in terms of like giving up, not being good against the run. So I think that they're actually like a sneaky match, like a decent matchup this. It's at Buffalo. What's the weather like in Buffalo this weekend? I did not look. 16. Oh, Pollard had 16 because of the kickoff return. Okay. I totally forgot that he ran that kickoff back. I forgot all about that. Let's see. Got offered Josh Allen, AJ Brown, and Rex Burkhead for David Johnson, Derek Carr, and Tyler Lockett. I'm 6-6. Need 2 wins. Do I do it? I have Eckler, both Lions running back, and Mattison as my running back. So you're getting Josh Allen, right? AJ Brown and Rex Burkhead for David Montgomery, Derek Carr, and Tyler Lockett. So you need to win. So AJ Brown's really not going to do you a whole lot of help or a whole lot of anything. Like that's the side I'd rather have. Man, I'd probably take Josh Allen, but you're just basically getting like Josh Allen for the next couple of weeks for all those guys. Like I'd probably go like if you don't play those other guys, then I would do it. But if you play David Montgomery and Tyler Lockett, then I wouldn't do the trade. I would just ride out Derek Carr with those guys. But if you don't play the other guys, I would do it. Otherwise, I would just stick with what you have. Ensure you make the playoffs. I didn't play Higgins last week. Instead, I played Elijah Moore because you said, but you did say you like Flacco better than Wilson. Yes, I did. I should have said Higgins. Flacco should be the team. Yo, Zach Wilson is trash. Zach Wilson is not good. He's also banged up. I don't know why. Like, didn't he come out of the game last week? I mean, sure, he's also getting trashed, but he's also like banged up, wasn't he? Why are they playing him? Like, just sit him down. Unless they are playing. If Flacco plays, I absolutely love Elijah Moore. If Flacco does not play, I'm out on Elijah Moore. I'm a bit nervous about Diggs this week versus the Pats. If Henderson does play this week, I put him at flex instead of Chase. What do you think of putting Chase over Diggs at wide receiver 2? Really, I don't like either one of them, to be completely honest with you, because I am nervous about their matchups. I think that the Los Angeles Chargers have been really solid against wide receivers this year, too. They're giving up the second fewest. So it's like, I don't feel great about either one of them, to be completely honest with you. But I would still go Stephon Diggs over Chase. And T. Higgins was the Steelers' daddy. He crushed the Steelers. Would you start Damian Harris or Rex Burkhead? I'd still go with Damian Harris. Rex Burkhead, he just has a really tough matchup this week. Should see volume, but it has not been efficient whatsoever. So I'd still go Damian Harris. Is Amari a good start, or should I find someone else? Depends on who else you have, MP. Wouldn't play anyone against the Texans, though I agree with you last week starting him. Who was that? I won, though. Gibson put in work. Gibson was really good last week. He was really good. Pitts or Ertz? I would go with Ertz. And we got Nate becoming a starter. Yo, shout out to Nate in chat. That's what's up. And Zach, appreciate the donation as well. I don't know if I said appreciate the donation. So thank you for the $2 donation. Thank you, man. And I said Damian Harris. Yeah, Damian Harris over Rex Burkhead just because they're both really tough matchups, but Indianapolis, Rex Burkhead has not been efficient whatsoever. So I wouldn't be surprised if like Damian Harris gets a rushing touchdown. I'd be more surprised if Rex Burkhead got a rushing touchdown compared to Damian Harris. So that's really it. That's what it comes down to. Welcome, Nate, to the non-broke boys. Yo, what's up? Diggs embarrassed Lattimore last week. Diggs is a beast. In Buffalo, will be 28 degrees, windy, and snowy. Yeah. I probably would find a different kicker. Like, kickers are the most affected when it comes to bad weather. So I know that Nick Folt's been a beast, but that game's probably going to be super low scoring as is. I envision it being very low scoring. So I would just go with a different kicker. Look for a kicker that there's a high over under and he's on the team that's going to win is what I would say. But JC Jackson is hella good. He is good. And I think I think that this game's going to be low scoring. Miles Sanders or Javonte Williams, I go Javonte Williams. And real quick little plug here. If you haven't already, do me a big favor, hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you're over on YouTube. If you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. Got a better chance of getting your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel, come on over. Would you find a different quarterback this week if you have Josh Allen or just fire him up? I'd fire him up. I would fire him up. Pitts or Ertz? I would go with Pitts. Who do I start? Myers, Gallop, or Parker? I'd go Gallop. Sorry if you answered. I wasn't here. With Amari Cooper limited snaps, Gallop, Jerry Jeudy, or Claypool, pick one. Or Amari, I would go with Jerry Jeudy. Pick two, we got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, D-Hop, Patterson. I go D-Hop and Patterson, personally. Zeke or James Robinson? I would go with Zeke. Pick one. We got Cooper, Claypool, or Cooks. I'd go with Cooks. If you think it's going to be low scoring, how many points are you expecting out of Allen? I still think he can get 20, even a low scoring game, because he has the rushing upside. He's also a threat to running in and around the goal line as well. So like that's why like I would still fire up Allen, because you don't really play Josh Allen. I mean, you do, because he's now a really solid passing quarterback, but just the rushing upside gives him that game breaking slate potential. Do I think he's going to have it this week? No. But, like, who else are you going to fire up over him? Carson Wentz? I wouldn't feel great about that. Like, I think Carson Wentz will have a solid week this week, but I also think he's going to be capped, because I think Indianapolis should annihilate Houston. Goldar Sanders. I would go with Sanders. It's a clam. I'm officially going to become a Pitts hate club fan if he does bad this week. Who's that? Najee? Gallop or Kendrick Bourne? I would go with Gallop. Pick 3, we got Javonte Williams, Mark Ingram, Gibson, and Henderson. I would go with, I don't think Henderson plays, but if he does play, I'd go him, Gibson, and Javonte. So honestly, I would just play it safe and go Ingram. I really don't think Henderson's going to play this week. So I would sit Henderson. Dak or Stafford? I would go with Stafford. Dak or Kyler? Kyler. Sorry if you answered this. I wasn't here, but Cooper Kupp limited. I would go with Taste the Skittles. I would go with Jerry Jeudy. Thoughts on Tyreek versus the Broncos secondary? It don't matter. You fire Tyreek every single week. He's a guy that you never sit. No, Pitts hate club. Oh, okay. Kyle Pitts. Dak or Kyler? Kyler. With most of the starters out, do you think Taysom Hill will bust tonight? I'm playing against Taysom Hill. Yeah, I mean, number one, I don't think Taysom Hill is a good quarterback. I think he's kind of garbage. Not kind of. He is garbage. I don't think he's a good quarterback. Playing against a decent Dallas defense. Dallas lately hasn't been that great. But Dallas defense on the road has been pretty solid. And they have some pretty good games on the road this year. So without both starting right tackles for Taysom Hill, you don't have Kamara playing in this game. This defense over the past 4 weeks now have been giving up how many points? 28 points per game on the road or at home. It's just like, it doesn't really look like a recipe for success for Taysom. I don't think he's going to be a very good play. But once again, that rushing upside is what makes him a solid play. You're not playing him because of his passing ability, because of his rushing upside, and could score around the goal line. You're not liking Dak this week? No, I like Dak this week. It's just there's a couple other guys I would definitely play over Dak. Can you repeat the parlay again? Yeah, so my parlay that I like this week, and don't be mad if it doesn't hit, because parlays are parlays. Like, it's playing the freaking lottery with parlays, okay? They're hard to hit, okay? But I will say I feel good. I'm more of a history repeats itself kind of guy, okay? I like to look at history. So far this year, home teams against the spread right now are 5-9. So in the Dallas Cowboys right now on the road against the spread are 4-1. So I like Dallas to cover tonight. They've already came out and said that Zeke's going to be heavily involved. They're going to get Zeke going. I think Zeke gets over. It was at 44.5 when I got it. 40.5 rushing yards. Zeke over that. And then they've also came out tonight and say that Amari Cooper is going to be on a pitch count. You don't have Cedric Wilson. He's not playing. So Michael Gallup at 46.5 is what it was. He's been right around that mark every single game since he's come back, is at least like 40 plus yards. And last week it was at over 100 something. So I think Michael Gallup over 44.5 is pretty solid as well. I feel good about those picks. Now, could I be wrong? Absolutely. But I feel good about them. The one against the spread, I feel pretty good about. Could the New Orleans Saints cover? Sure. But like, you look at the game, both of their starting tackles are out. Now they're on their third string quarterback, and Taysom Hill, who's not a good quarterback. No Alvin Kamara. I feel like the Cowboys cover. And then also I'll say, if you want to get a little frisky, the over-under on Thursday night this season is 4-10, with the majority being the 10 being the under. So the under is typically hitting on Thursday night as well. So you have all these 4-10. I mean, once again, history has a tendency of repeating itself. So I'm going to say under on that as well. Under on the 46. I think it was at 46.5, so it's going down. Bro, Tyler, these webcam channels love your stream so much. I know, what the hell? I don't understand what the shit is. CEH or Henderson if Henderson plays. I would go Henderson if he plays. Otherwise, give me CEH. Miles Sanders or Devante Williams. I go Devonta Williams. So once again, the parlay is Cowboys cover, Zeke over rushing, Gallop over receiving. Zeke is, at least when I got it, was at 44.5. Gallop was at 44.5 as well. I think, or maybe Zeke was at 46. What is it? I got to double check this. So player rushing. Zeke is at 45.5 now. Player receiving, Michael Gallup is at 46.5. So his was 46.5. Zeke was at 44.5. All right, so that's my parlay. So, I'm going Saints tonight. Ooh, feeling risky. Like, money line, you're taking Saints, money line? Zach Martin, would you start Russell Wilson or Tua this week? I have Russell Wilson a couple spots ahead of Tua. I'd still go Russ. I'm not ready to quit on Russ yet. I think that this offense figures itself out a little bit, enough for him to be a decent quarterback. I do like Tua this week, but I have him 2 spots ahead of Russ. Or I have Russ 2 spots ahead of Tua, so take it for what it is. You see this game being a good game tonight or being a mad game? I just think Dallas is too good of a team. I think Dallas beats up on New Orleans tonight. Because New Orleans put up a fight, sure, but I see Dallas. I just think Dallas is the much better team. I know that they lost last week against the Raiders, but you don't have both your starting wide receivers. I don't know. I think Dallas is too good of a team. Taking the Saints isn't risky. Cowboys will probably lose. We'll see. Hey, we'll see. Tyler, you know what hurts more than the Cowboys losing? Me trading JT for CMC. Yeah, that should hurt. Pick one. Sutton, Myers, or Galladay. I would go with... I got to look at my rankings. I want to say Myers. Let me double check, though. Sutton right there. Jacoby Myers, Galladay. Actually, Galladay is the highest. Wait, no, is he the highest? Where is Galladay? I don't see Galladay. Oh, no, he's not. I have Sutton the highest. I have Sutton. So I would go Sutton. Okay, hear me out. Wilson does bad this week. I think the Seahawks should start Geno Smith. No way. I mean, I don't think that Russell Wilson is like the problem entirely. Like, I definitely don't think he's playing his best football. But this offensive line is also atrocious. I mean, they're giving up, I think, like, the offensive line right now is bottom 5 in terms of their run blocking, yards created before contact. So they're not getting any push, and they're also bottom 5. I want to say bottom 3, honestly, in terms of pressure rate. So one of the worst offensive lines when it comes to protecting the quarterback, and also one of the worst offensive lines when creating space in the running game, which was evident last week. This offensive line is no good. And when you don't win the battle up front, it's really tough for the back end to make up for the football is won in the trenches. As you could see in the Super Bowl, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers dominated the Kansas City Chiefs because they couldn't protect Patty Mahomes. Like, it doesn't matter how great of a quarterback is. If you can't protect your quarterback can only do so much to be able to help you win. Like, the game is won in the trenches. No, Wilson has not been himself. I will say that. Absolutely. I will say Wilson has not been his typical self, but I will say this offensive line is terrible. And much like Pittsburgh with Big Ben, I'm not saying Big Ben is any good, once again, but like, everybody says, oh, Big Ben, he's so bad, that's why the Steelers are bad. No, like, the game is won up front. If you don't win the game up front, like, it doesn't matter who you got behind center. If your line sucks, it's very tough to win in the National Football League, especially against actually good teams like that are pretty solid up front as well. All right, so let's get back to answer some questions. My guy, Full Point PPR. Yo, what's up, Oscar? Please pick one wide receiver and one flex. We got Zeke, Renfro, Jamar, or Aiyuk. Thank you. I would go Zeke and Jamar, and appreciate you, Oscar. I think Seattle is like one of the worst on third downs too. They're just trash. What is up, Tyler? Should I take a risk and start Ingram over Hendo or Mitchell? I would definitely start Mitchell. With Henderson, it's a little risky, Ozai, because if you don't have a good backup plan for Henderson, they say he's expected to play, but no, didn't practice at all the past 2 days, especially today is a little concerning. I might just roll with Ingram, to be honest. But if you want to take the chance, if you have somebody that's decent to fill in for Henderson, I would go with that. But if you don't really have anybody, then I'd just fire up Ingram. Alex Collins MVP. Yes, Alex Collins MVP season. Let's go. Montgomery and Ingram, I would go Montgomery. Yo, what are those crappy Monday night animation? Oh, dude, my wife was looking at him. She was laughing. I don't think ESPN gives a shit about Monday Night Football. I think that ESPN tries to make the experience as bad as they can make it. I mean, you can't tell me. I'm sorry, but I don't think Bob, that's his name, right? Bob Greasy, that he does Monday Night, right? Or who does Monday Night? I think he's terrible. I mean, you had Booger McFarland, you had Jason Witten, like, ugh, it was awful. Those were painful. And then their graphics are absolutely terrible. I agree. Their graphics are so bad. I hate their graphics. I hate watching Monday Night Football. I don't even listen to it with audio. I turn the audio off. I cannot stand listening to Monday Night Football. Bad take. Gibson is more important to Washington football. Bold take than Terry McLaurin. Man, the love you have for Antonio Gibson. I'm going to call up I'm going to get Antonio Gibson on the show. MP is going to be just smiling watching that show. He's going to be like a little schoolgirl. If Henderson plays, would you play him over J-Rob, Mitchell, or Gibson in full point PPR? No, I'd play those other guys personally. I traded Lockett and Claypool for Moore, Hubbard, and Stevenson. Is that good? Lockett and Claypool for Moore, Hubbard, and Stevenson. Yeah, I think that's a good trade. Yeah, Nate, I like that trade. The animations are hilarious. I've seen one with someone making fish. Yeah, they are bad. I watch the Manning one if they are on. I've never watched the Manning one. I should watch the Manning one because he does actually sounds like he knows what he's talking about, which he should. So I might watch Manning. Monday night is so bad. Rather watch the WNBA. Might not that low, but something like that. I'd still watch the game, but definitely turn off the audio. I can't stand listening to that. One more full point PPR: Logan Thomas, Freiermuth, or Ertz. I would go with Ertz. Trust New England defense or go with much better matchup Dallas has. I'd want to play it. I'd go with Dallas, but I do like New England's defense this week. It's a tough matchup, but like in what I think is going to be a lower scoring game and bad weather, I think both the defenses are viable in that game. You better invite me to the show if that happens. I'll let you know. It probably won't happen, but I'll let you know. I'll try. 2 Mannings, yes. Eli, and I think both of them are funny, especially together. Start Gallop, Ertz, or Claypool at flex. I would go with Gallop. Would you start Cooper or Gallop tonight? I'd roll with Cooper, but it is really close. I had 2 slices of pizza from last night. What did you eat today, Tyler? Daddy? I ate 3 tacos. That's all I ate today. Homemade taco. My man, yo, what up? Thoughts on Pitts this year? Had Waller, so I'm stuck with him now. I mean, Pitts has been like kind of what I thought he would be. Just not that great in terms of fantasy football. I mean, he's a rookie. Historically, we know, coming into the season, like the biggest thing was, I'm a guy. I like to say, I say this a lot. I already said in the show, but like history has a tendency of repeating it. Always. History was stacked against Pitts, but everybody wanted to be like, oh, he's a generational talent. He could do it. Atlanta's not that good. I mean, he hasn't been absolutely awful, but just not what we thought he was going to be. Not worth the 5th round draft pick, where he was being taken. So, someone get they man. Yo, yeah, I know, right? Ozai, he's in love. Not as much as or not Ozai, Siklan. Not as much as MP's in love with Gibson. MP is in love with Gibson. Tyler, yo, what's up, Ace? We got Mike Williams, D-Hop, or Godwin. Pick 2. I go D-Hop and Godwin. Ingram or Boston Scott. Kamara is out. Sanders looks like he's going to be a go. I would go with Ingram. He's never going to answer the questions if you don't pay. What are you talking about? I answer questions all the time. I mean, obviously, paying helps get your questions answered. Obviously, if people are paying, I'm going to be answering the questions first. But I answer people's questions even if they don't pay. At least I try to. I'm sorry that the chat goes so fast. There's only one me. Go look at other YouTubers, your bigger YouTubers. They'll never answer your question unless you absolutely play. Thielen, Chase, CD, Godwin, sit 1. I would go with And I did answer your question. Who would I sit? Honestly, I would sit Chase. I really like the other guys a whole lot this week. Maybe the Ravens would win more games if Lamar Jackson had less massive dump truck to slow him down. You think so? Mike Williams gone next season? Yeah, I think they'll let him walk. I think they'll let him go somewhere. Devonta or Ingram? I would go. Honestly, I'm going Devonta. Amari, Aiyuk, or Scott at flex? I would go with Aiyuk. Yo, Waddle or Pittman? Yo, Tyler, Waddle or Pittman? I would go with Pittman. Any more Tyler slander is getting banned. Thanks. Well, if you're broke, just say that, my guy. Go ask your mom for a credit card. Tyler, I need this for my matchup this week. I have Waddle or Pittman. I would go with Pittman. It's really close. I do like both of them. Yo, what's up, Tyler? Jamar Chase, Mike Williams this week. I would go with Jamar Chase. Who to pick up on waivers? Shepard, Gage, Gallop, or Bateman? I would go with Gallop. Let's see. Ingram or Pittman? I would go with Ingram. I traded Gibson for Montgomery. Did I win or lose? I'd rather have Gibson personally. I think that there's a lot of potential here with Gibson. I heard the show got interesting after I left yesterday. Yeah, you should have seen Ozai and MP there. Or not Ozai. I keep calling you. You should have seen oh my gosh. I can't get anybody's name here. Right here. Optimize. You should have seen Optimize and MP yesterday. They're talking mad trash on the Cowboys. To Seattle, Mike Dubb goes. He brings Eckler and Keenan Allen. Yeah, right. He'll go. I don't see Seattle signing him. They have DK and what's his face? Tyler Lockett. Van Jefferson, Michael Gallup, Mike Williams, pick 2. I would go with Mike Williams, and I would go with I'd go with Michael Gallup. Mike Williams and Michael Gallup. Ingram or Clyde, I'd go Clyde. So stick with Pitts this week in full point PPR. Drop Bateman for Morrell. I would still stick with Pitts. It's really close, though, between Morrell. I do really like Morrell a lot. But I would just fire up. I'd fire up Pitts. Gallop or TY? Gallop. Yo, should I start Gallop, Myers, or Parker? I would go with Gallop. Appreciate it, Tyler. No problem. How do I sign up? Exclamation point membership if you want to sign up to be a member. It's as low as $2.99. You sign up to be a member, you get your questions answered 100% of the time. Exclamation point membership to sign up. A link will pop up at the bottom. Pick 2. We got Gaskin, Robinson, Mattison, Ingram, full point PPR. Mattison, and I would go with Robinson. Mattison and Robinson. Seattle should trade DK and Russ for a new O-line and higher draft pick. Trade him to the Steelers. The Steelers would love to have Russell Wilson. Who would you start, Tyler? Mitchell, Ingram, or MP's Gibson? Honestly, I'd go Gibson this week. I love Gibson this week. I'll be back in like 30 minutes, Tyler. Okay, see you, Ryan. I have a tough matchup this weekend, so I'm trying to take points where I can get them. So kickers, Bass, Butker, Gay, Suckup, or Elliott. I would go with Gay. I like Matt Gay this week. Yo, we got a $10 donation for Super Saiyan Hazard. Yo, what's up, Super Saiyan Hazard? We got Sanders or Beasley. I'm assuming that's a Emmanuel Sanders, right? I gotta double check my ranking. Both those guys got to be really close to each other. I have Cole Beasley 2 spots ahead of Emmanuel Sanders. I really don't like either one of them. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like either one of them. But if you had to fire up one, especially in PPR, I'd take my shot on Cole Beasley. And appreciate the $10 donation. No, thank you. One of the biggest donations I've ever received. It's always very nice. Very humbling when I get donations. Thank you to everybody that's donated as a member. Honestly, it means a lot that people are actually sending me money for fantasy football advice. Means a lot. It really does. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. If the Steelers had Wilson, I might actually enjoy watching it. That is true. Literally, I hate watching the Steelers right now. They're so bad. Super Saiyan, become a member. My guy, I know you. DK or Dak Lamar. I would go with Lamar. I like Lamar this week. Start Metcalf, Smith, Aiyuk, or Mooney. I would go Aiyuk, honestly. Aiyuk over all of them. Mooney or Gage? Mooney for me. Gibson or Mitchell? I mean, I love both these guys, but I'm going to go with Gibson. It is close, but I'm going to go with Gibson. Should I play Cooper tonight? It depends on who you have. I don't really like Cooper a whole lot tonight, to be honest with you. He's more, I view him more as a wide receiver 3 tonight. Watch him be a wide receiver 1. It's going to happen. DK or Hurts? I would go with Hurts. Hurts or Herbert? I would go with Hurts. Schultz, Cooper, Javonte. Javonte for me. Should I trade Saquon and DeAndre Swift for Najee? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. Damian Harris or Traquan? I go with Damian Harris. You think Jerry Jeudy will break out this week over Gallop? I'd rather play him over Gallop, yeah. Ingram or Saquon? I would go with Saquon. Is Le'Veon Bell the biggest bust in fantasy football in the past 10 years, you would say? I mean, I guess, because he literally didn't even play a game, but that's kind of, I mean, I had no shares of Le'Veon. Some people were crazy and were drafting him. I definitely wasn't. But I would say, yeah, one of them, easily. Literally didn't even play a game. It was always like, oh, he might be coming back this week. 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 It was always that. How long is J.D. McKissic out for? I don't know how to spell his name. I don't know how long. He's in concussion protocol. So it's one of those things where, you know, he has to clear. What the timeline is, not quite sure. But definitely, you know, you would think getting carted out on a stretcher. Well, I guess he wasn't really, he got carted out. It wasn't on a stretcher. It was just carted out. Isn't very good, and guys like that shouldn't really be playing for a little bit, but you know, it's the NFL, and yeah. No pressure, Tyler. Just placed my first sports bet on your parlay tonight. Oh, gosh. Hey, I'm going to say this, okay? I feel good about my parlay. We'll see what happens. Sports betting is incredibly difficult. If you're anywhere nearly over 50%, like 51%, 52%, that's pretty solid in sports betting, okay? You want to be over 50%. That's pretty good, okay? Parlays especially, parlays are very tough because you could have, you know, there's that you need. Literally, I remember my best year or my best week ever was week 2 last year. It was against the Cleveland Browns and Cincinnati Bengals. Yo, like I made so much money that week, and I had a 7-leg same game parlay, and every single one hit except Joe Burrow. He was the only guy. He went over his passing yards. I bet the under. And I was like, dang it, why did I bet the under? I knew that they were gonna lose, but yeah, sports betting is incredibly difficult. Please do not spam chat, especially not about mediocre running backs. MP. Yo, shots fired. Shots fired. Cooper or OBJ, please answer. I'm going with Cooper. Honestly, I'm going with Cooper. Or I'm going with OBJ. I'm going with OBJ. The NFL wanted to give Tyler the MVP this year. He said, nah. Yeah, I know. I write. They did. He did say nah. Yo, Super Saiyan Hazard becoming a member. Yo, that's what's up, my guy. Hey, yo, Hall of Fame. That's what's up. The Hall of Fame is, yo, Super Saiyan, are you in the Discord? Are you in my Discord? If not, get in the Discord. It's down below. Say like at me. You know, my name in the Discord is Tyler Aspire. All you got to do is at me and just say like I'm Super Saiyan from YouTube, and I'll get you in the Hall of Fame chat because you have your own specific chats there. Like you still are in the general chat and everything, but you get like, you know, the rankings and everything like that. So make sure you get in the Discord. It's down in the description. Hall of Fame. Yo, I want nothing but W's in chat for a new member. Yeah, let's get it. PPR, we got Schultz or Pitts. I'm going to go with Pitts. Oscar, I'm still going to go with Pitts. I'm going to ride or die with Pitts. Let's go. Super Saiyan, rich guy, like I said. Yo, Super Saiyan with the W's in chat. Do you think Miles Sanders will show up against New York Jets or the New York Jets? I mean, he should. The reason why he didn't have that good of a week last week was he was banged up. And that's kind of holding me back from being all in on Miles Sanders again, as I loved him last week. And then he tweaked that ankle and he didn't really play a whole lot. So that's definitely like making me a little iffy here. Yeah, just get in the Discord, Super Saiyan. It's down in the Discord. It's down in the description. And then just at me when you get in the Discord, at Tyler Aspire. Renfrow or Marquise Brown? I would go with Marquise Brown. Aiyuk, Cooper, Cooks, Higgins, pick 2, non-PPR. I would go with Aiyuk and Higgins. So Aiyuk and Higgins. Aiyuk or Saquon? I would go with Saquon. Yo, let's go, Brandon. Yo, thank you, Saklan. Discord. There we go. There we go. I got my mods helping out. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. So this week I have Hurts. Oh, deleted. Cooper and Mooney have flex. I would go with Mooney. Javonte or Mitchell? Yo, if Melvin Gordon is out, give me Javonte. Otherwise, I go Mitchell. Aiyuk or Saquon? Saquon, thank you. You're welcome. Gibson or Mitchell? Gibson. Damian Harris or Traquan Smith? I go with Damian Harris. Should I start Hill and Ingram tonight? Depends on who else you have. Brown is now vaccinated. He admitted to lying the investigation process. Yeah, what an idiot. I mean, he's stupid. If you're over on TikTok, I'm going to end the stream and reboot it. So hit that follow button. I'm going to reboot it. Stevenson or Singletary? I go with Singletary. Hey, Tyler, please help. Would you start Ingram over Sanders and Gallop over Marvin Jones? Ingram over Sanders. Yes, I would. And Gallop over Marvin Jones. Yes, I would. I would do yes for both. So Ingram and Gallop. Thoughts on Antonio Brown's situation? I mean, stupid. Like, if you're not going to get vaccinated, just like don't lie about it. Like, why are you lying about it? I mean, I guess that they get like a little bit different how the situation is there with them. They're handled differently, but still, like, why are you lying about it? Like, obviously they're going to figure it out. Oh, here's my fake vaccination card. Like, it's just so stupid. Like, like me personally, I don't care if you're vaccinated or not, but like, why are you lying about it? Especially if you're in the NFL. Like, how stupid are you? Like, oh, they're not going to find out. Like, that's so stupid. Pick 2, Kendrick Bourne, Freeman, Aiyuk, or Christian Kirk. I would go with Aiyuk and honestly, Christian Kirk. Tyler, who needs to get ratioed? I mean, Antonio Brown, what a dummy. Tyler, is the Saints your upset pick? No, actually, I like the Cowboys tonight. I'm very big on Cowboys. I got a big parlay relying on them. I got Cowboys to cover, Zeke over rushing, and Michael Gallup over receiving. AB is a Mr. Bogus card bench clogger. He has been a bench clogger. That is so true. Is there a way to change my membership level? To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I'll look into it for you. I'm really not sure, Sammy, to be completely honest with you. I messaged you on Discord. All right, super. I'll get you in the correct Discord, and I'll send you the rankings and everything. RIP to Tampa Bay, perfect vaccination record. There you go. This is true. Saints are definitely the upset pick. It's an important game for the Cowboys, so they will probably lose like they always lose important games. This is true. They choke. If they lose tonight, that's bad. They shouldn't lose to the Saints. They really shouldn't lose to the Saints. Muth or Moreau? Honestly, give me Moreau. I knew you would join the dark side, my friend. Yeah, right. You wish. Betting on the Cowboys is an important primetime game, Tyler. That's pretty bold. I'm feeling bold tonight. Mooney or Myers? Mooney. Zeke or James Robinson? I would go with Zeke. Sorry, I'm not a member. Too many medical bills. I'll be a member next year for sure. It's okay, Brian. Hey, if you can't, don't feel bad. It's all good. I still try to answer everybody's questions. Believe me. I feel like I don't know. I don't watch other YouTubers stream. I don't know. I can't say. I guess I can't really say that. But I think that I'm pretty good at trying to answer other people's questions. Kyler or Taysom? Kyler. I need CD to go off. Let's go CD. If it's easier, I can just cancel and sign up again. I mean, if you want, I wouldn't. Well, if you don't really care about your badge, like, then the only thing is that will reset your badge, and you get like each month you get a different colored badge to show how long you were there. So if you don't really care about that, then I mean, that would probably be the easiest, I would say. Oh, there you go. Saklan's got you. Saklan. Tyler, give that link to whoever asked. They can change their membership level. Yo, appreciate you, Saklan. Saklan coming in clutch. That's what's up. That's what those mods are for. Appreciate you, Saklan. So right there, you can see Saklan as that link there. Just click that link. Should I drop Antonio Brown? I mean, if you need space, yeah. Devante Parker versus Pitts at flex. I'd go Pitts personally. No, put him on IR. Can you technically put him on IR? What is he on? Like suspended? Is it NA? Is that what he is? I didn't even check what his thing is. What is his actual designation right now? What is suspended? Is there a certain designation? Are you able to put him into your IR spot when he's suspended? I don't have him. Actually, I have him in one league. I have him in one league this year. In all honesty, Tyler is the most non-member responder I've ever experienced. I've tried asking questions to so many different channels. Thank you. I honestly, I do try. I really do try. I know. Listen, I'll tell you the easiest way to get your question answered is just, a lot of people ask like this long question that's like 3 lines long. I get it. Sometimes questions are a little bit more in depth than just an easy, do I start this person or this person? But just from a time perspective, if you just ask me like this guy or this guy, you have a much higher chance of getting your question answered. Like really you do. And I know that sometimes it's a little like in the week is a really good time to really get in the live stream because it's not nearly as busy and I answer a lot more questions during the week. So like come during the week. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Come during the week during the live streams and I can answer that. Tyler, is which one is being worse, the Steelers or Bears fan? I'd have to say, unfortunately, probably a Bears fan because they've been bad for a long time now. I'd say Steelers have had success as of recently. I mean, this year they're both pretty bad. At least the Bears have a little bit more of a future with Justin Fields right now, whereas Steelers it's bad. It's so cool watching the Tyler Spire Sports grow so much. I remember him being no one was here. That's true. It was rough back then. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming along on the ride. No, he's suspended. So does that mean you can't put him in? Because I haven't even tried, to be honest with you. I should go try that. So you can't put him in the IR spot. So yeah, I mean, if you need the space, go ahead and drop him. Start Cooper and Dak tonight. I don't feel great about Cooper, but if you have to, yeah. On ESPN, he's listed under suspension. I had him on IR, and the app would not let me make any. Okay, so you have to move him out of there. Got you. So you have to move him out. Easy Steelers fan. Yo, yeah, right. At least the Steelers have been better than the Bears. I'll say that. And the Bears had that heartbreaking, was it the double doink? Didn't it do a double doink or was it just a doink? Against the Nick Foles Eagles. Just a doink? Or was it a double doink? I can't remember that game. I remember where I was. I remember watching it. I was in my old apartment watching that game. And I vividly, I can't remember if it was a double doink or not. 49ers defense or Dallas? I would go with Dallas defense tonight. We starting Cooper. It just depends on who else you have. Rams or Miami's defense? I would go with the Rams D. Mark Ingram or Jamal Williams? I'd go Jamal Williams. Ingram or Brandon Cooks? I would go with Ingram. Is Kamara going to play anymore? I think he'll, hopefully. I really don't know the answer to the question. I think that him not being put on IR is a good sign. And he at least got some practices in, so I'd imagine he'll probably be back next week. Get that extra little bit of time off with them playing on Thursday, so a little bit of extra time off. So I think he should be able to go next week, but I could totally be wrong. The Bears are trolling starting Fields this weekend. I swear I'm not a fan. You're not a fan? Are you sure? Landed with the $2 donation. Yo, appreciate it. Start Kyle Pitts, Logan Thomas, or Dalton Schultz. I would still go with Kyle Pitts. I mean, all those guys are kind of in the same tier with for me. Like, they're all right there in my rankings. I'd go with Kyle Pitts. I know it's been rough. This is actually a pretty solid matchup against Tampa Bay. I envision this game actually being a decently high-scoring game as well. I think Tampa Bay should, really throttle Atlanta. So I think that there's going to be plenty of opportunities here for Kyle Pitts, so I'm going to say Kyle Pitts. But it's really close. The Steelers have a great organization and still play deep at the position. They've been contenders every year and will always have great talent. For the Bears, none of that is true. Oh, shots fired. Sammy, yo, you're a Bears fan, right? No, actually, there is a Bears fan in chat. He's always like Bears production or whatever that. I can't remember what exactly that guy's name is. It would be Cooper or Kendrick Bourne. Yeah, I would go with Cooper there. So, Clan, do you think Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer? He beat Brady twice in the Super Bowls. Eli Manning is the only one who can talk. Yeah, so I think he gets in probably because of the Super Bowl wins. Yeah. Do I think he's as talented as like Big Ben or Phillip Rivers? I don't think he's as talented, but the Super Bowl wins, I think, just kind of give him that extra boost to get there. I don't think he's that great of a quarterback, to be completely honest with you. That's just my take on it. Dolan Fawn just became a member. Oh, that must be his thing re-upping. I'm a Falcons fan. Oof. Eagles or Cowboys defense? I would go with the Cowboys defense. Actually, no, I'm going Eagles because you have Zach Wilson playing. Give me the Eagles. How valuable is Godwin with AB out for 3 weeks? Very valuable. I mean, everybody in this offense definitely gets a boost with AB being out. Dak or Stafford, Brandon Cooks or Gallop. I would go with Brandon Cooks. Dak or Taysom Hill, Dak, Mark Ingram or Saquon, Montgomery, Elijah Mitchell, Taysom or Burrow. I would go with Burrow. Should I play Marlon Ingram? Yeah, I would go with, I mean, it depends on who else you have, but I think Ingram's a good play tonight. Dak or Taysom, Dak. Ertz or Schultz. I would go with, honestly, I'm going with Ertz. Give me Ertz. Pick 2, we got Zeke, Montgomery, Elijah Mitchell, PPR. Zeke and Elijah Mitchell. Pollard or Tevin Coleman. I would go with Pollard there. Who is a must start in the game tonight, would you say? I mean, I would say CD. I think that every single week, even if it's a tough matchup for CD, I'm playing him. Like, the dude, he's shown he can absolutely be, a high-end wide receiver 1 any given week. So I would say, like, of everybody that's playing tonight, 100% be playing CD. Most overrated quarterback in the past 10 years, Rivers and Stafford. They never won anything. Yeah, but Rivers has stats to back it up, at least. I mean, so does Stafford a little bit. But Rivers had stats. And I also think that Rivers was a really solid quarterback. He was always on that team. I guess you can say it's kind of his fault. But, like, the Chargers always found ways to lose. That was always frustrating about the Chargers. They always found ways to lose. All the time. Even when they were good, always found ways to lose. Eli had a couple decent years, but overall was pretty average and always in the shadow of more talented Manning brother. I agree with that. I agree. Especially because, like, I'll say, like, early in his career when he was really in his prime, he was solid. But, like, really once he hit more towards the second half of his career, it went downhill very fast for Eli Manning. Like, very fast. And then I think the thing with Eli Manning is he just played for too long when he was really bad. Like, really bad. Like, Big Ben, you can say over the past 2 years now, I'd say really for like the full calendar year has been really bad. But prior to that, Big Ben was really good. Leading up to the elbow injury, really, Big Ben was really solid. Same with Phillip Rivers. Like the last couple of years, he wasn't very good. But prior to that, Phillip Rivers was a really solid quarterback in general. But like Eli Manning was pretty bad for a while there at the end. And you could say, oh, the offense wasn't that good. He still had he didn't have AB, but Odell was really good, and still he was not good at all. He was really bad. I like Stafford. He was just cursed by being on the Lions. Yeah, Stafford didn't have, but he did have Megatron. Stafford did have Megatron. Probably the best wide receiver. I'd say like him, AB. Honestly, I'm a Steelers fan. I go with AB just because I like a route runner, but Calvin Johnson could do it all. He's obviously a first ballot Hall of Famer, so amazing. I'm a little biased. Drop Corey Davis or Gallop. I would drop Corey Davis. Rock out, yo, appreciate the $2 donation. Flex pick. We got Judy, Bateman, Kirk, Breida, full point PPR. I would go with Jerry Judy and Christian Kirk. Rock out. Appreciate the $2 donation. Thank you. Najee good this week? Let's hope so. I mean, he'll see good volume. Like, I'm still firing up every single week just because the volume. Now, if he doesn't have a very good volume week, then yeah, there's definitely a little bit of time to be concerned about Najee, especially if the Steelers lose, like continue to lose. Then Najee's value starts falling down because it, like I've already kind of talked about this, where it becomes to the point where the Steelers don't have anything to play for if they continue to lose. Why continue giving Najee 30 touches a game? And if Najee loses out on volume, his fantasy value goes down because he's just a volume play. Like, Najee isn't very, he's not very efficient because his team is really bad. So he's just a volume player where if the volume starts to tail off, he's going to fall down the ranks. Thoughts on Julio if he returns next week? I mean, meh. Like, he's just been hurt too. Like, I really don't like Julio, to be honest. I mean, I think that at this time of the year, like, sure, because you're getting so many injuries. The injuries continue to pile up. Like, sure, there's some interest there, obviously, but not massive amount. Like, I'm not like, oh, super excited for him. Chargers had the number one offense, number one defense, and had prime out and still couldn't make it to the playoffs. They suck so bad. Would you drop Hunter Henry or Muth for Morrell? I would drop Hunter Henry, especially with Jonnu Smith. Like, these guys are kind of splitting, so I would go with Hunter Henry. And I'd rather play Muth over Hunter Henry, especially with Eric Ebron out for season. Schultz or Fant? Schultz. Foster Moreau or Hawkinson? I'd still go with Hawkinson. Gaskin or Ingram? Gaskin. Landon with the $2 donation. Dalton Schultz or Miles Sanders? Full point PPR. Yo, it's looking like Miles Sanders is going to play this week, so I'm going to play Miles Sanders over Dalton Schultz. Not super high on Miles Sanders just because he burned me last week, and the injury is always a little iffy, but he practiced in full today, so fire up Miles Sanders this week. Start Wentz versus Texans or Tua versus Giants. I would go with Wentz. Heineke or Taysom Hill? No AK. I would go Heineke. Full point PPR, Mark Ingram or Terry McLaurin. I'm still gonna go with Terry McLaurin. Goddard or Schultz? I'm gonna go with Goddard. Or no, I'm sorry, I'm going with Schultz. Zach Ertz or Dalton Schultz? Zach Ertz. Yo, what up, Tyler? Yo, what up? Javonte Williams or Brandon Aiyuk? Javonte. Taysom or Russ? I'm still gonna go with Russ. And Javonte Williams or Mike Williams? Javonte Williams. Gaskin or Pittman at flex? Pittman. And real quick, I'm gonna actually start up my TikTok live and go live again. That was pretty solid. 26 new subscribers. Let's get it, baby. All right. Back to answer some questions. Any sneaky wide receivers rest of the season? Thanks. Kendrick Bourne. I do think that there's some potential here with Deshaun Jackson. Now, the big question is, Zay Jones was playing more than Deshaun Jackson, but Deshaun Jackson's snap count went up to nearly 50% when it was near 30%. So that's good. Does it continue to rise? And if it does continue to rise, I think that there definitely is sneaky potential there with Deshaun Jackson, where this team needs a big play threat receiver, and he still has that. He's shown this year already, but it's also like 1 week hamstring away from being out for season. So, but I do think that there's sneaky potential there with him. Might be a 500 IQ move, but Lenny was a non-vaxxer, and with this investigation to the Bucs for fake cards, Lenny might have done it too. I picked up Ronald Jones and stashed them just in case. So that's a really good move. And I will say this, I mean, you should be picking up Ronald Jones anyways at this time of the year, because if anything happens to Lenny, well, Ronald Jones steps in there and he's going to be a massive, a really solid RB2 every single week that Lenny misses. So I think that's a really good move. Mark for Death 07. We got pick 3. We got Ingram, Gaskin, Waddle, Jamal. I would go Gaskin, Jamal, Waddle. What about Josh Reynolds? Yeah, I think Josh Reynolds is okay, but just like Detroit sucks so bad. Like, I'd rather have a player that's on a really good offense like Deshaun Jackson and the possibility, like, take the boom or bust, rather than like 5 points from Josh Reynolds every single week. Like, maybe that 1 week where he has a touchdown, like 2 catches. Like, I'd rather take the boom weeks from Deshaun Jackson, like he showed on a I'd say not a really good offense, like a really solid offense, compared to him. And thank you, Mark for Death, with the $2 donation as well. Dude, I'm completely losing it. No one dares speak of the double doink. The double doink. That's what it was, a double doink, right? I kind of can't remember. I know it doinked. Yeah, I think so, because it went like to the left, doinked, hit the right, and then bounced out. I think that's what it was, right? Nice. Thanks, brother. Thank you. Kyler. Yo, what up, Tyler? Devante Williams or Brandon Aiyuk? Yo, I like Rodriguez here. Rene Rodriguez. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Listen, I want to tell you guys something, okay? And this isn't just like for me. This goes for every streamer out there, okay? Like, I can't tell you how many times that I've made a TikTok video and some of the comments are like, hurry, answer, this guy or this guy. Like, I'm telling you right now, there's a very good possibility you're not going to get your question answered like that. If you're like friendly and like, hey, thanks, man, you know, love the content, you have a much better chance of getting in. I'm not saying this is anybody in the chat or anything like that. Just a tip to try to get your questions answered at a higher rate, you know, actually greeting the person like it's a human being rather than quick, this guy or this guy, need to know now. I mean, come on now. You think I'm going, oh gosh, this guy really needs his question answered. Hurry, I better answer that guy right there in chat. Like, come on, man. I mean, I'm trying to help everybody else out. Like, at least just say, you know, hey, Tyler, thanks for the help. And I'm just telling you, you have a much better chance of getting your question, not just for me, just for everybody out there. Just saying that for everybody in chat. Hey, look at that. Hey, Flex Ingram or Elijah Moore. There you go. Ingram. And what was, oh man, my dehumidifier turned on for like the first time in a month. Totally forgot that I even had that thing on. Yo, Tyler, Javonte Williams or Brandon Aiyuk? I would go with Javonte Williams. As long as Melvin Gordon's out, I would go with Aiyuk if Melvin Gordon plays, but I really do like Javonte Williams a lot. I would turn that off, but I don't feel like standing up and turning it off. Hey, Tyler, yo, there you go. There we go. Trade Thielen and AJ Brown for Deontay Johnson and Alexander Mattison. Yeah, I would do that. Absolutely, I would do that trade, Dylan. Saw it. It's Zeke crazy. I'm starting 4 Cowboys tonight. Zeke, Pollard, Schultz on their defense. I mean, no, if you have to, like, don't feel bad about starting players from the same team, because if that team does it, well, a lot of the other players from the team should do pretty well if that team plays pretty well. You know what I'm saying? And especially if you have to be like especially in bye weeks and injuries, like I wouldn't be worrying about playing the guys from the same team, like if you're in that situation. So, yo, you answer my question. Hey, do I start Amari Cooper tonight over Kenny G? Yeah, I would do that. Hey, Tyler, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. There you go. That's so nice. Thank you. You too. Should I start Schultz or Freiermuth or both? Bench Boston Scott. No, I would start Schultz. It's really close between those two guys, but I would definitely be starting Boston Scott, even though I know Miles Sanders is going to play this week. But I just envision this is what Philly gets back to, a heavy dose of run game this week against a really beatable New York Jets front. So a heavy dose of run. Y'all nice, be nice to Tyler. He's the best in the business. Appreciate it, Clay. No, everybody's pretty nice. I'm just saying, like, to get your question more answered, like, oh, hey, man, how's it going? It goes a long way. Like, a lot of people look at content creators, especially when they, you know, do bad calls, have bad calls. You suck. I can't believe, like, one of the comments today. I'm 11-1 because my league listens to you. That's funny. You know, that's a good one. I mean, like, you definitely have to have thick skin to do this. Like, you can't, I never pay attention to comments anyways, but that one gave me a chuckle because it was like right away. But like, just remember that content creators are also human beings, where if you're actually nice to them, there's chances are that they're going to respond to you rather than not respond to you. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But Amari Cooper is getting limited touches. Was that the one with Galladay? I mean, do you feel great about Galladay, especially if like Sterling Shepard, Tony play this week? Is my biggest thing. Like, I feel like they're very close, where if you want to go with Galladay, sure, maybe he scores a touchdown, but I'd rather take the better offense, much better offense, not starting a backup quarterback unless there was somebody else. You know, I don't know. Yo, Big Dog, you think Ridley is droppable trying to handcuff Sony with Henderson? Yeah, for that I would. I mean, Ridley wasn't that great when he was playing this year, to be honest with you, so yeah. Still like the rushing over. Yeah, did something happen? Did they say something about Zeke? I still like the rushing over, unless they said something crazy about Zeke. Hey, Tyler, is Amari Cooper to the play for tonight? I don't like it. Honestly, I don't like him a whole lot. Hey, Tyler, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Yo, thanks, Optimize. Pick 3. We got Amari Cooper, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Darnell Mooney, full point PPR. No, I would sit Amari Cooper out of those guys, Optimize. Hey, Tyler, quick question. Start LeBrick or Byron? Or Byron? Byron? Who? Is that Byron? I would go Byron. LeBrick, never start LeBrick. Crybaby LeBrick? I'm sorry, I'm not a big LeBron James fan. I'm a big Kobe fan. I'm sorry, guys. People probably hate that, but it is what it is. And I also hate LeBron because he's so dang good on the basketball court. He's just one of those guys where, you know, during Tom Brady, I mean, he's still great, but like during Tom Brady's time in the Patriots is either you hated him or you loved him. You hate him or you love him. There's no in between. No common ground. You hate him or you love him. That's how I feel about LeBron. I'm sorry, I can't stand him because it's just so good. I hate it. Tyler, isn't Cordell Patterson a fantasy? Don't know about him at the beginning of the year, but oh my gosh, I know. He might be the MVP, honestly. Cordell Patterson is, well, I mean, Jonathan Taylor, but like Cordell Patterson, my gosh, that dude has been so good. Been so good. Yo, Tyler, what's up, bro? Pollard, Scott, or Harris, half-point PPR? I would go with Scott. Thanks, man. Good luck to everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Excuse me, sir. Could you, I mean, I have a question. Is it okay if I ask it? Sir, go ahead, ask it. Let's hear it. Schultz or Knox? Listen, I'm firing up Knox. Hey, Tyler, your advice gave me a win last week. Pick 2. Yo, what's up? Jamal Williams, Sony Michel, Saquon, or Devante Freeman. So if Darrell Henderson is out, absolutely, I would go with Sony Michel. But I would go with Jamal Williams. And if Darrell Henderson plays this week, I would go with who are the other guys? So Saquon and Jamal Williams. Actually, let me change that, okay? So I would go Saquon, and then if Darrell Henderson is out, Sony. If Darrell Henderson plays, Jamal. Hey Tyler, would you start Aiyuk or Sony Michel at flex if Henderson missed? I would go with Sony Michel if Henderson misses. Yes. Hey man, love your content. Tight end number 1, we got Jared Cook, and thank you. Jared Cook, Hunter Henry, Jack Doyle, Evan Ingram. I would go with oh man, that's so tough. I would still just roll up with Hunter Henry. Hopefully he scores a touchdown. Miles Sanders, Sony Michel, Javonte Williams. Ooh, that's tough because all right, let's go with if Melvin Gordon is out, Javonte Williams. If Melvin Gordon plays and Darrell Henderson is out, Sony. If both Darrell Henderson and Javonte play, who was the other guy? I would go with Jamal. No, was that one? I would go with Miles Sanders. So there's a lot of moving parts there with that question. So if Darrell Henderson and, Melvin Gordon are out, Javonte Williams. If Melvin Gordon plays and Darrell Henderson is out, Sony Michel. If Henderson and Melvin Gordon play, Miles Sanders. A lot of back and forth. I have Julio and Chase Edmonds on my IR. Keep them. I would. It looks like Chase Edmonds is going to be coming back next week. Julio should be back as well. Jamal Williams or Miles Sanders? I would go with Jamal Williams. Ejected. I like that. That's kind of hard to say. Ejected? That's tough to say. The payout for the parlay tonight is pretty dang good. I hope it hits for you. I'm rooting for you, all right? Trade Fournette for Mixon. I'd want Mixon, yeah. What's better this week at RB2, Jamal Williams or Miles Sanders? I go with Jamal Williams. Hey, love your content. Appreciate it. Tight end number 1. I got that one. I would go Hunter Henry. Did he say Knox over Schultz? Yes, Knox over Schultz. I got to, hold on real quick. I'm going to turn off my dehumidifier. I don't know why it's on. All right. So if you had to drop one, would it be Corey Davis or Elijah Moore? I would go with Corey Davis. Unfortunately, I would go with Corey Davis. Hurts or Herbert? Hurts for me. Picking up Jones to handcuff Fournette is a good idea. Yes, that is a good idea. You believe in Taysom Hill? It's a must win, and I have Jimmy G. Yeah, it's really close between those guys. I would probably go with Taysom Hill, yes, just because the rushing upside. You think Dak puts up 25 plus points tonight? This determines my season backup quarterback is Matty Ice. Yeah, I would definitely be playing him over Matty Ice personally. I'd be playing him. Miles Sanders or Darnell Mooney, flex play. I would go with Mooney. Waddle, McLaurin, Pittman, and Hollywood. Pick 3. Pittman, Waddle, and Hollywood. You believe in yeah, I would go with Taysom Hill over Jimmy G. Gallop or Jacoby? Gallop. Hey, man, I don't know if you care or not, but Jacobs is questionable now with an ankle injury, and he logged a limited practice today. Was that like a downgrade from yesterday? Did he practice yesterday? Or did he not practice? Because if that is a downgrade, I mean, that's a little concerning, but at least he still practiced, so it's not like overly concerning, but still something to monitor, especially for tomorrow. I would say, like, that's another guy. I didn't mention him. So, like, okay, once again, I'm gonna repeat this. What are some of the big names you think may bust this week? Sorry, Saklan. I missed your question. What are some big names you think may bust this week? I'd say like Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs. I'd have to look at, like, I know those two guys. Let me see. Running back rankings. Those two guys. I need to look at some of my quarterback rankings. I'd say Josh Allen. Those are kind of like the guys that I think. Those are some big name guys. So I'm going to say this real quick because I didn't. Yeah, he was added to the injury report today. Okay, with that being said, okay, so somebody just said that Josh Jacobs was downgraded from a full practice yesterday to a limited practice today. So I'm going to say this real quick. And I already talked about this earlier, but for everybody that's new here, this is something that you need to be doing in fantasy football. So like a guy like Marvin Jones, if you don't ever play Marvin Jones, just get rid of him. Just cut him. Yeah, like especially with the bye weeks now basically over. I mean, you have this week and next week and the bye weeks are over. Just get rid of Marvin Jones. Like especially if you don't play him. Get rid of him, cut him. Marvin Jones, we know what he is this year, and it's very, very average because the Jacksonville Jaguars are terrible. So pick up like Peyton Barber. That's a good guy to be picking up right now. If something happens to Josh Jacobs, we've already seen Peyton Barber is a big part of the offense if Josh Jacobs doesn't play. Now, obviously, Kenyon Drake, I think, would be a little bit more involved than what he was prior early in the season, but Peyton Barber would be somebody. Ronald Jones, if something happens to Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones becomes a guy that would see a lot of work and a very good offense, especially around the goal line. Another guy would be Marlon Mack. This is a team that wants to run the football. Something happens to Jonathan Taylor, Marlon Mack. Those are guys that I would be picking up like right now. Just get rid of the guys that you don't play. Even a Rashad Bateman. I'm sorry. I'm a big Rashad Bateman fan, but he nearly split snaps with Sammy Watkins this week. Ran lesser routes than what he was running. It's probably not going to happen for Rashad Bateman this year. It's probably not going to happen. Tony Pollard or James Robinson. Feels like the Jags will play from behind and leave their running game out. It don't matter for me. I'm still playing James Robinson because he's still involved in the passing game as well. You know, this sounds crazy, but I'm considering it. Gibson or Najee, full point PPR. Honestly, if McKissick is out, give me Gibson. Yeah. Do you think there's anything else besides a membership like Patreon page? Seem good to support from other YouTubes. I do have a Patreon page. Yes. I don't know if you can type in !Patreon. It'll pop up. We'll see. But I do have a Patreon page. I'd put my rankings over there. It's as low as $1 to sign up for Patreon. So if you're interested, there is Patreon. I don't push Patreon as much as I should. But it's available if you're interested in signing up over on Patreon. It's as low as $1 and you get access to my ranking. So it doesn't look like I thought I had a command for it. I guess not. But you can check it out in the description is where my Patreon's linked. Hi, what's up? Yo, what's up, Iron? Start CD or D Smith and non-PPR. I would still go with CD. Love CD. I mean, it is a tougher matchup for CD, but still I'm firing up CD. I got Kenyon Drake. Yeah, like if you have Kenyon Drake, that's completely fine. Like Kenyon Drake, Peyton Barber, like one of these guys I would definitely be picking up. And once again, I would be picking up the big guy, I didn't even think about it till Clan said it, but Ronald Jones, I think, I love Ronald Jones. I think he's an okay player. I think he's an okay player. Mod, get on that Patreon. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't have a command made for it. I'll have to go and make a command for it. I thought I did though. I thought I made a Patreon for a command. I guess not. Dropper Hole Gasicki if I have Logan. Yeah, this is another thing where, I mean, like both these guys, Mike Gesicki's been such a letdown, but I would stick with Logan because he's already at his bye week as well. So yeah, I think that like you could drop a tight end at this point. If you're going to handcuff Eckler, would you do Roundtree? Is there different? Yeah, so like, okay, I guess I shouldn't be saying like add any running back that's the backup because it depends on who exactly you're adding. Like that team right there isn't a team that I'd feel good about because I feel like they would just go full-blown committee. You'd have like Justin Jackson involved. Larry Roundtree would be involved. Is it Joshua Kelly, right? That's his first name. Joshua Kelly would be involved. Like all these guys would be involved. I wouldn't feel good about a true bell, like not even a bell cow, but like Ronald Jones for me would very clearly be this team's lead running back, especially around the goal line. While you're probably going to have Giovanni Bernard involved, but we've already seen Ronald Jones put up really good numbers in the past when he was the guy. So like, that's what I would want. Marlon Mack would very clearly be this team's running back, lead between the tackles kind of guy. If anything happened to Jonathan Taylor, we saw it with P. Ryan, Samaje P. Ryan would be this team's leading running back. If anything were to happen to Joe Mixon, like these are guys that you want to be picking up. I would stick away from a guy that's not clearly the lead back, like there, for the Los Angeles Chargers. Also like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know if it'd be Benny Snell or if it would be, Kalen Ballage. I don't know who it would be exactly. Like, and just also they suck. So I don't think your Patreon is in the description. Is it not? I swear it was. Okay, I need to do some work then. I need to put that in there. My bad. Gallop or Mike Williams? Gallop. Cooper, Elijah Moore, and Mike Williams. I would go with Amari Cooper over those guys. Right there's my, no, that's not my Patreon. I'll get the Patreon right now. I'll get the link. I should pin it. I don't know if you can have multiple messages pinned or not. I should see if I can pin it, and then I can pin it at the top like I do with the becoming a member post. But it's Aspire. It's patreon.com/Aspire Sports. So here's the Patreon. There's the Patreon right there. So if you're interested in signing up for Patreon, you get my rankings. It's pay what you can. So it's as low as $1 if that's all you can afford. So whatever it's worth to you, you pay what you can. Gallop or Mike Williams? Gallop. No, I'm sorry. I would go Gallop. Giants, Chargers, Bengals defense. I'm going with the Giants, Chargers, Bengals. I don't feel great about all of them. I'd probably go with the Bengals defense though. Elijah Moore, Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy. Hey, Megan, becoming a starter. Yo, what's up, Megan? I can't bench Amari this week. Why not optimize? You just don't want to? I mean, if you can't do it, don't do it. Taysom or Kyler? I would go with Kyler. And real quick, if you're over on Patreon or if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So if you're over on YouTube, profile, link tree, YouTube channel will take you over. Get your questions answered over here. Yo, what's up, Megan? Greetings from Nova. How's it going, Megan? Becoming a starter. Been a minute. Hope you're having a great, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Thank you. You too, Megan. Look what I finally did. Pick 2. We got, yeah, you've became a member. I appreciate it. Thank you. Pick 2. We got Allen, Pittman, Deontay, Cooper. I would go with Deontay and Allen. That's Keenan Allen, I'm assuming. So I would go with Keenan Allen and Deontay there. Cooper saying he's going to be on a limited snap count tonight, so I just don't feel great about playing Cooper tonight. I do really like Pittman. It's really close between Allen and Pittman, but I do like Deontay a lot today as well. He just sees a massive amount of targets. Zeke or Pollard? I would go Zeke. Ingram, Pollard, or Montgomery? Ingram. No, one of them, Montgomery. I play a guy with Cooper, Dak, and Zeke. You think any of them will go off? Go off, maybe not, but I think like Dak and Zeke should have decent games. It depends on Cooper, like if he's actually going to be on a snap count. If not, I mean, he could certainly have a decent game, but you know, he's had a couple blow-up games here, and the rest of it has been kind of average. Zeke or Pollard? Zeke. Rams or Vikings? I would go with the Rams. Gallop or Jamal Williams? Jamal Williams. Don't start Mike Williams anymore. He's been good, very good. It depends on your other option. Schultz or Pitts? I'm still going to roll with Pitts. Aiyuk, Renfro, Cooper, pick 2. Aiyuk and Renfro. Is Mark Ingram... Ingram tight end a second a good start? Evan Ingram? You're talking about Evan Ingram? Is he a good start? It depends on who else you have. Who else would you play over Evan Ingram? That's the question. Is Amari Cooper going to do good? I have my doubts. Could he do good? Absolutely. He could be good tonight. But they say that the COVID really hit him hard. His conditioning isn't that good right now. That's what's his name? Ed Warner or something? I forget what his name is. Ed Werner reported. He's a Dallas reporter. So that his conditioning, so he's going to be on a pitch count tonight. Now, whether or not that actually happens, we'll have to see. Who do I start? Aiyuk, Pittman, or Gibson? Aiyuk, Pittman, or Gibson? I would go with Gibson. Pick one to flex, Pittman or Patterson. Ooh. Once again, that is really tough there. I like both those guys. Let me double check here. I want to say, yeah, if Patterson, he's 2 spots ahead of Pittman this week. So flex, I have Patterson as my 17th overall player, and Michael Pittman is 19th. So those guys are really close. Like, those are a lot of good guys this week. But wondering, I also have Freiermuth, but wondering if I should play Moreau. Do you already have him? Like, did you already pick him up, Megan? Because I do like Moreau over Freiermuth this week if you already have him in your lineup. But if you have to drop somebody, especially if it's like somebody good, I probably want to pick him up. I think that it's really close between those two guys. But if you already have him in your lineup, then I would go Freiermuth. Or I would go with Foster Moreau. Ingram, Jamal Williams, or Brandon Cooks? I would go with Jamal Williams. Harris or Singletary? I would go with Harris. Pollard, Scott, or Harris? Pick 2. Thanks. Scott and Harris. It's really close. Actually, I would go with Pollard. As long as it's PPR. Is Mark Ingram a good start tonight? Yeah, it depends on who else you have. Should I start James Conner over Najee? I would still go Najee. I do like James Conner, though. Hawkinson or Schultz? I would still go with Hawkinson. Christian Kirk or Sutton? Christian Kirk. And real quick little plug. I haven't done this in a minute here. Quick little plug. If you haven't already, do me a big favor. Hit that subscribe button. Also, if you enjoy the content, do me a favor. Hit that like button for me as well. Really appreciate it. It helps grow the channel. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile. Go to my Linktree. My Linktree will take over to my YouTube channel. So profile, Linktree, YouTube channel. Come on over. Get your questions answered. Are you planning members dynasty league for next season? Yeah, I'll be doing members leagues next season for sure. I do have a couple. I haven't been paying a whole lot of attention to my sleeper. Okay, I'm pretty bad when it comes to paying attention to some of these leagues because I'm doing just so many. And I'm like, this is the first year I've ever used Sleeper, so I'm just not used to checking Sleeper. I always forget about Sleeper, so I'm always checking. Yahoo's like where a lot of my big leagues are right now. So I'm just always on Yahoo. And then ESPN, I have other leagues in ESPN right now. But I always forget about Sleeper, man. But I am going to be doing, I'll be doing, subscriber member leagues as well, for sure. Megan, I'd have to drop Gallop, who I picked up to replace Cooper to play Moreau. Have Waller, hence my quarterback tight end dilemma. Okay. I would just fire Freiermuth. Like, I do like Foster Moreau, but I also think that Freiermuth's a really solid option as long as he plays, because I think he's in concussion protocol. So as long as he plays, I would just play him up. I would play him. Ingram or Gaskin? Gaskin. Lockett or James Conner? James Conner. Hey, Tyler, what's up? Yo, what up? What up? Chiefs or Dallas defense? I would go with the Dallas defense. OBJ or Miles Sanders? OBJ. Marquise Brown or Cooper? Full point PPR. I would go with Marquise Brown. Ingram or Gaskin? I would go with Gaskin. We got Pollard, Zeke, Ingram, Mattison, Sony. Pick 3. Man, that's tough. I would go with Mattison, Zeke. Gosh. I really don't think Sony's going to play this week. Or I don't think that Darrell Henderson's going to play this week. But I wouldn't. I don't think that I could risk it, though. If you have nobody else to play over Sony, I would just fire up Ingram. If you have somebody decent, maybe you could throw him in the flex if that's available. Then I would want to wait on Sony. But if you don't have anybody, then I would just roll with Ingram. Knox or Pitts? Knox. Nice, then I make a claim on it. Yeah, and I play in a lot of leagues too. 25 this year. Gosh, I mean, that's basically what I'm in. Like, I'm not in 20. It's close to 20. But that is a lot of leagues. But yeah, I'll be starting one up for sure. Awesome, thanks. Now to my full point PPR. We got pick 2. We got Eckler, Connor, Ingram, or Jamal Williams. I would go with Eckler and Connor, especially with Chase Edmonds out till week 13. They say is when he's going to be coming back. I would go with Eckler and Connor. Megan, pick 2, yeah. Just offered Dalvin Cook. For my Godwin, my remaining wide receivers would be OBJ, Judy, Thielen. Would you do that? My running backs are Eckler, Mixon, Pollard, Dillon, and Ronald Jones. No, I probably wouldn't do that, to be completely honest with you. Just because I don't know when Dalvin Cook comes back. Like, could he be back next week? Sure. Could he miss, like, the next month? Yeah. So I probably wouldn't do it. I would just stick with Godwin. Godwin has a good matchup this week. I would just fire him up. And especially because AB got suspended. I think that's solid for his value going forward. Michael Gallop versus Van Jefferson at flex. I would go with Michael Gallop. Elijah Moore or D-Hop. I would go with D-Hop. Lockett or Cooper. I would go with Lockett. Ingram or Van Jefferson at flex. Ingram. I'm here from TikTok. Yo, what up, Anthony? Should I start Matt Breida or Boston Scott? McCaffrey's down for season. I would go with Boston Scott for sure. Jamal Williams, Elijah Mitchell. Jamal Williams, Elijah Mitchell, James Conner, Cordell Patterson. I would say Jamal Williams there, Peter. I feel like Darnell Mooney is going to flop this week, but Amari will get more than 10 points. If you want to do it, you do you. You do you. I like Mooney. I think Mooney's looked really good. I think he's turning into kind of like the real deal. But if you want to go with Amari, go for it. Go with it, Optimize. Go with your gut. Alex Collins, Rex Burkhead, or Latavius Murray. I'm down bad. Honestly, I would go with Rex Burkhead. At least seeing like solid volume right now. It's not very good. It hasn't been very efficient, but hey, it's a 2-back committee. Fire him up, baby. Pick 2, full point PPR. Godwin, Mooney, Kirk, or Bateman. I would go with Godwin, and I would go with Mooney. Godwin and Mooney. Megan. Van Jefferson or Bateman. I would go Van Jefferson. Where are you from? I'm from Pennsylvania, the Greater Erie area. Optimize is a closet Cowboys fan. I think he is too. I think he kind of is. Appreciate it. No problem. Ingram or D-Hop? D-Hop. And real quick, I'm going to start this TikTok stream one more time. Restart it here. One more time. Choose D-Hop, fam. What was it? Which one was that? I don't know which one he's talking about. Zeke or Pollard, I would go Zeke. Murray or Prescott, I would go Murray. Hill, Hopkins, Chase, Waddle, and Renfro. One must sit this week. That's really close. I would go with Renfro sits. I would sit the other, or I would play the others. I do like Renfro this week. It's really tough, but I would sit Renfro. No, I'm a Steelers fan. I mean, I make a claim on Jonathan Taylor. Oh, yeah. I don't know about that. I'm going to be drafting Jonathan Taylor for sure. I'm going to somehow get the first overall pick. Hey, I'll get the first overall pick, huh? I mean, I make a claim on... Oh, no, I already read that one. Freeman, Coleman, or Drake, full point PPR. I'm down bad. Losing CMC and Swift. Honestly, I'm going with Coleman. Coleman had, 18 touches last week? And Philly actually has been a decent running back, or decent against the running back. Pretty favorable, so I'm going to go with him. CD or Jalen Waddle? I would go with CD. Got that warm, fuzzy feeling Zeke going to get hurt tonight, just calling it now. If he gets hurt, I'd be sad. All right, then to my flex and full point PPR. Kirk, Ingram, or Jamal Williams. In full point PPR, I would go Jamal. As you saw last week, did Jamal have 5 targets, 5 catches? I got to double check that. But, I mean, just think of Swift. He's just going to basically be Swift, just not as good as Swift, is what he's going to be. So plenty of targets, will be peppered with targets. And one of the biggest reasons why I like Swift is because Anthony Lynn. Anthony Lynn's this offense coordinator. Anthony Lynn throws his running backs, gets his running backs involved heavily. So just think of Anthony Lynn here, Anthony Lynn offense. Let me see. What did Swift have, or what did Jamal Williams have last week? He had 5 targets, 5 catches. Yeah. So in full point PPR, I would go ahead. We have to do an auction draft. It's the best. So that would be fun. That would be fun. So would you start Gallop or Moore? With the recent news that Zach Wilson is going to be playing, I will probably lean Gallop. I wish Joe Flacco was starting, man. Elijah Moore would be a really good play then. But I would probably go Gallop just because of that. I get the same warm, fuzzy injury feeling every time Shepard plays. That is true. I mean, Shepard is due for an injury every single time he steps on the field, unfortunately. And it's sad because Sterling Shepard's honestly a pretty good player. Tyler, I just found out all 4 of my tires need replaced, and I feel sad. I feel like ratioing someone, man, that is terrible. Replacing tires sucks, man. And believe me, that is one of the going to getting your car like inspected or whatever and it needs work is always the worst feeling. I get the same. No, I already got that one. Amari Cooper gonna get 40 points tonight. You think so? If he does, I told a lot of people to sit him, so. I'm sorry, people. Start T. Higgins or Marvin Jones? T. Higgins. Which college player stocks are you buying up for the NFL draft? Let me guess. Spencer Rattler. He's coming out, 2023, right? Are you saying, for the Steelers? Or, fantasy football? I'm assuming by the Spencer Rattler comment, you're talking about the Steelers because they need a quarterback. Honestly, I don't know who I want the Steelers to get. I definitely don't want them drafting a quarterback this year. I'll tell you that much. I don't want them drafting a quarterback this year. I want them to just sign somebody. We'll see though. I'd rather them wait 2023 to draft a quarterback. And then this year get even if it's Jimmy G in free agency, I'd rather them do that than draft Kenny Pickett, somebody like that. I'd rather them do that. But we'll see. We'll see. They're probably going to draft a quarterback. They should draft a quarterback. If it's later in the draft, 3rd round, I mean, sure. Definitely not a 1st round draft. They have so many more needs than a quarterback right now. I know everybody's going to be like, oh, Ben Roethlisberger sucks. But once again, this team they have so many holes right now. My gosh. Steelers should get Russell Wilson. I mean, I'd love for them to get Russ. I mean, I would love for them to get Russ, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, but I'm not going to set myself up for disappointment there. So I'm not even going to put it in my mind. So I'm going to settle for Jimmy G I'm settling for Jimmy G. Please get Jimmy G. Because if it's going to be Mason Rudolph, I might not watch a Steelers game next year. I really might not watch a Steelers game if it's Mason Rudolph. Oh, Mason Rudolph, we believe in Mason Rudolph. Mike Tomlin comes out in the press conference. Mason Rudolph is going to lead us. We've already seen what we've seen from Mason Rudolph. We like what we see. Oh, my God. I would just be like, yeah, last season, I'm done watching the Steelers. I'm not even going to turn on the games. I already saw a full year of Mason Rudolph, basically. Let me tell you, it was not very good. It was incredibly painful to watch. No, thank you. I'm good. Ingram or Freeman? Ingram. Pick 2, Elijah Mitchell, James Conner, Cordell Patterson. In PPR, I would go James Conner and Cordell Patterson. It's really close. I love Elijah Mitchell too, but Cordell Patterson should have a really solid week this week. Ingram or Freeman? Ingram. Waddle or Amari? Waddle. Thoughts on Matt Breida this week? Need a flex because him or Gerald Everett? I would go with Matt Breida, yeah. I feel that I'm a Texans fan and can't bring myself to watch that. Yeah, I feel that. I wouldn't even watch him either. I feel it. Garoppolo to the Steelers for Najee. Yeah, right. I'd cry. Yo, they already got it. I mean, I'm a big believer. You can ask anybody. Maybe you were here the whole season. It's tough to gauge how long people have been here. I don't remember when exactly everybody came in. I know that like Optimize has been here literally since there was like 300 people in here. So was MP. Ozai was more towards the beginning of the season. I remember Ozai talking a lot in the beginning of the season. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Something about Big Ben and the Steelers. Oh, no, I've been very big on Elijah Mitchell. I think Elijah Mitchell is the real deal, to be honest with you. Cedric Wilson is out too. Should I just take your word for it and start Gallop? Yeah, I mean, I think that Gallup's a solid play. Like, could Amari Cooper play like one less snap and he's on a snap count tonight at a pitch count? Yeah, but I also think that Michael Gallup's going to be in there and running plenty of routes with Cedric Wilson out tonight. He's going to be definitely the third wide receiver. And if Amari Cooper is on a true snap count, say, he plays like 75%, maybe even 50% of his snaps, well, then that means that Michael Gallup's going to be playing a lot of snaps. And I don't think Michael Gallup's that bad of a football player. I honestly think that Michael Gallup's pretty solid. And he's been okay when he's played. He's seeing targets. He's gone over 40 yards every single game since he's been back. And last week went over 100 yards. Now, obviously, CD and Amari didn't play, but still, I think that Michael Gallup's a good football player. Thanks for answering every time all of my questions, man. Very appreciated. My question, to which 3 you starting? No problem, Jonathan. Thank you for being a member, and thank you for coming by the show. Appreciate it. Saquon Barkley, Javonte Williams, Najee, and Myles Gaskin. Thanks. So this depends. If Melvin Gordon is out, absolutely Javonte Williams. I would go Javonte Williams, Najee. I would still go Saquon. It's really close between him and Gaskin. But if Melvin Gordon plays, I would go Saquon, Najee, Myles Gaskin. But if the tough call is with Javonte, well, not with Javonte. If Melvin Gordon is out, then the tough call becomes between Myles Gaskin and Saquon. And actually, let me double check who I have higher. I might even have Myles Gaskin higher this week. No, I have Saquon. I still have Saquon. So I would go Saquon, but really close. I dropped Higbee and picked up Ronald Jones, even though I don't have Lenny, and picked up Samaje Perine because I had Mixon. There you go, Clan. That's winning mindset right there. Brandon Cooks or Amari Cooper, I would go with Brandon Cooks. Yeah, I wish I had another spot. It's tough to sit Elijah Mitchell. It is tough. He's a beast. Yeah, I remember you talking about Mitchell in the beginning, man. I bought into afterwards. Yeah, I remember you were coming in, like you were here in the beginning of the season, Ozai, and then you became a member a little bit later. But I remember you talking because I still had I was probably around 1,000. I mean, not that I've grown that much, but yeah. Ratio at Ozai's a beast. He's been a big guy in the chat for a while now. Brandon Cooks or Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks. Yo, Tyler, I know a lot about Twitch because in my undergrad I did some coding. Oh, really? And altering to Twitch channels because I used to watch Twitch all the time. When you start to go live, let me know. I got you. Hey, I appreciate it, Clan. I'll definitely let you know. I'll be going live over there after the season's over. I'm definitely going to start branching out here and trying different avenues as well. Because I just think that the best thing to do, like I've kind of talked about it, like you could get really big on YouTube, obviously, and really focus on YouTube. Well, what if YouTube just tomorrow, like Gary Vee talks about this stuff all the time, but like it just makes sense. Like what if YouTube stops existing tomorrow? Well, you didn't build up your other platforms. And the crowd isn't the same on every single platform. Like the crowd from TikTok to YouTube is way different. The crowd from TikTok to Instagram is way different. From Facebook to Instagram, like it's really different. So like growing yourself on one platform is really great, but you want to definitely have different avenues if you want to be a content creator and that's your job. Having different avenues of different social medias, having following on all the social medias is incredibly important. So I definitely want to get Twitch going. Yeah, I remember you talking about Mitchell. Ever since I've been here, I had to hop on the wave, and he's been saying, saving me from being without Swift and Chubb this week. Yes, he should have a really solid week. I love Elijah Mitchell, man. I mean, once again, you can go back in the preseason and check. Like I said, one guy that I'm definitely holding in Dynasty, and I didn't hold him in Dynasty because literally I never checked my Dynasty. I never check Sleeper. That's the biggest thing. I never go on Sleeper, man. I could have had a really good team this year, but I don't. I need to get better at checking Sleeper. I'm so bad at it because I'm so used to Yahoo, ESPN. I gotta check Sleeper. But yeah, he was the one guy I was like, yo, I love him. I love him. I should have had him. And then I was streaming when that news broke, when Trey Sermon was inactive, so I couldn't go and check all my fantasy lineups because I was running the show. That's the worst part about running these shows on Sunday is that sometimes my fantasy lineups take a back seat. Obviously, definitely take a back seat. So it's like, man, I could have had Elijah Mitchell in all my leagues, but I messed up. Sony Michel over Amari Cooper. I would go with Amari Cooper just because I don't like Sony Michel if Darrell Henderson does play, so I would do that. Do you think I should trade Terry McLaurin and another piece for Justin Jefferson? I mean, I would try, yeah. Evans, Godwin, Shepard. I would go with Evans and Godwin. Would you trade Dalvin Cook for Brandon Cooks? I had Mattison. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that, personally. We play Sleeper for the first time this year, and everyone loves it. Yeah, I love Sleeper. It's just, I'm terrible at checking it. I'm awful. I'm just not used to checking it, ever. It's okay to learn from it. Yeah, like it's definitely a learning experience. It's one of those things where now I'm like getting better with news breaks. I'm like, okay, guys, hold on 1 second. Because I never wanted to stop the show because I wanted to just keep it going and keep like everybody here. Because if I stop talking for a minute and like look and do something, like I'm checking the viewer count and I see it like dropping. I'm like, oh crap, I can't be doing this. Now I'm just like, I need to get my fantasy lineups fixed. Hold on. Ingram or Myers? Ingram. Amari Cooper, Parker, OBJ. Start 2 running backs, 1 flex, CEH, Saquon, Devonta, Ingram, Sanders or Higgins. 2 running backs in a flex. I would go with Saquon, Devonta, and I would go with Higgins, honestly. Hey, what's up, man? Boston Scott or T.Y. Hilton? I would go Boston Ertz. It's Boston Scott, Ertz, or T.Y. I would go Boston Scott. Ingram or Myers? Ingram. Sanders or Pittman? Amari Cooper or Gallop? Ingram or Myers? Ingram. Bourne or Amari Cooper? I have Zeke, Najee, Alexander Mattison, full point PPR. Name 2 I should start. Zeke and actually Najee and Alexander Mattison. I'll go Najee and Alexander Mattison. Boston Scott or Stevenson? I would go with Boston Scott. Yo, Tyler, what happened to the 3 other people that went live with you 3 months ago? I just thought it bogged down the live stream too much, to be honest with you. And nothing personal to them. Like, all love, because those are my, like, best friends. One of them was my brother. They just were never prepared. They kind of just, like, hopped on the stream or, like, it just bogged it down too much. And yeah, I mean, no offense to them. They just, like, I was super into it. They were into it, but just not as into it as me. And I would get frustrated by how the stream was going. No offense. And once again to them, but yeah, I was just like, I need to do this by myself. Elijah Mitchell, Zeke, Cordell Patterson, Metcalf, Aiyuk, pick 3. I would go with Elijah Mitchell, Zeke, and Cordell. So the 3 running backs is what I would do. I was just thinking the same, Clan. Were they your IRL friends? Yes, they were. They are my IRL friends. Yes. Yeah. I went to high school with one of them, and the other one, I mean, I've been friends with him for a long time. Ingram or CH? CH. Josh Jacobs questionable with ankle. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Cordell Patterson, Mark Ingram, pick 3 tonight. Ingram plays tonight, and I don't know if Josh Jacobs will play. If you want to go with the safer route, I would definitely play Ingram tonight. If you don't have a backup plan, then yeah. And I do think it's really close between Josh Jacobs and Ingram anyways. I don't think it's much of a drop-off between those two guys. So I would just roll with Ingram, honestly. And if he doesn't do that well, and Jacobs plays, I would live with it. I'd much rather play the guy that's going to play than play a guy who's a little iffy right now. So that's how I look at it. I would just take the safer route, fire up Ingram. Because once again, I don't think it's not like you're, starting, I don't know, Alex Collins or Mark Ingram, right? Like, that's a massive difference. At this point, they need to give Debo a wide receiver running back tag. I agree with that. L partners, respectively. I'm not saying that. Jamal Williams, Devante Williams, or Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram. I would go with. I'd really want to go Devonta. I would go with Jamal Williams regardless, unless Devonta. If Melvin Gordon's out, I would be okay. I would 100% go Devonta. I would go with Jamal over Mark Ingram, so I want to play Mark Ingram tonight. I would put in Jamal. And then if Melvin Gordon doesn't play, 100% I'd be playing Devonta. You think Ingram is a must start? Really hard to gauge how much of a role he'll have again. I wouldn't say a must start, but I definitely think he's a really solid start. Yeah, just depends on who else you have. Yo, my Cowboys money line. I'm definitely going with. I'm definitely taking the Cowboys. I'm taking the spread 6.5. I think they cover. Hey, Tyler, should I trade Deontay Johnson and Swift for Najee? I wouldn't. If you need, oh no, our table, it's broken. If you need a running back like now and you don't really play Swift, if you don't play Deontay Johnson that much, then yeah. But if you don't really need, if you play Deontay, I wouldn't do that. Like, I think it's a fair trade if you need to win right now. Absolutely. And you need a better running back, then yeah, I would. Hey Tyler, should I? No, I already got that one. Pittman or Ingram for full point PPR? I would go with Pittman. You think Dak throws for over 249? Big parlay I need to hit. I think he's going to be close. The ones that I like, my parlay tonight, I'm running a 3-leg parlay, same game parlay. It's Cowboys cover, Zeke over rushing, and Gallop over 46.5. That's mine. I mean, I think that like right around 250, I think is pretty solid for Dak. Honestly, I don't know if he's going to get over. I think it'll be close, but I think this team really overcompensates for Zeke and just gives him the ball a ton. Taysom or Burrow. Schultz or Hawkinson? I would go with Hawkinson. You think Melvin Gordon is a must start? I'm going to say must start now. It depends on who else you have. Dante usually sits my bench. Yeah, if you need a running back, then I would do it. Yeah. Taysom or Burrow. Renfro over Pittman? I would go Pittman over Renfro, personally. Start 2, we got Pittman, Amari Cooper, D-Hop or Mooney. I would go with Pittman and D-Hop. There, Mark. How do you feel about Stafford this week? It's him or Tua for me in my big money league. Oh, I love Stafford this week. I mean, okay, I'm always going to say this because I think this is incredibly, like, a lot of people will, get mad if you get the wrong, if I tell you who to play, right? And obviously, you're trusting in me to give you the right answer. And unfortunately, fantasy football is incredibly difficult to predict. So I don't Always get it right, okay? But the biggest thing is just trusting the process. You put in the time, you put in the effort, you look at the matchups, you're looking at the snap rates, you're looking at the DVOA for the defense and the offense, how they're playing, you're gauging everything, you're throwing it all together. This should be a massive game this weekend from this Los Angeles Rams passing attack. Like, this passing attack for the Rams should go bananas against Jacksonville this weekend. So I'm playing like all those guys. I'm playing all of them. Cooper Kupp there's a legitimate chance that Cooper Kupp could be the number one flex play of the week. Now, I think Jonathan Taylor does, just because the touchdowns are much more predictable for him. But there's a real chance that Cooper Kupp could be number one. Zeke went from getting injured to having 10 carries to the Cowboys saying that they may bench him for a while to getting a full. I know, right? That is true. It's been quite the roller coaster for Zeke, because I think this is what happened. This is just how I'm going to gauge the situation. I think that they saw Zeke play on Thanksgiving. They're like, holy cow, Tony Pollard looks pretty good. Maybe we should, shut Zeke down for a little bit and just make that an excuse to play Tony Pollard. And then Zeke was probably like, hey, you just paid me a bunch of money and I'm not sitting down. And then the team got to thinking about it. They're probably like, we did. We should just run him into the ground. Maybe he gets hurt. And then we can just play Tony Pollard. All right, Zeke, you're getting a full workload. Let's hammer him. Let's get him, just run him into the ground. And I think that's what they're going to do with Zeke. Just run him into the ground, because they just paid him. They're in a bad contract with him right now. It's a terrible contract. That was a L of a contract that they signed Zeke to. And I love Zeke, but a running back at like 26 years old for that contract was not a good contract. KB or Devonta Smith? KB. Who's KB? Kendrick Bourne? I would go with Devonta Smith. Hey, man, thanks for all the advice. Good luck to everyone. Always good hanging out in the stream. Thanks, Clay, for being a part, and good luck to you as well. Thank you. And we got Stephen Drake with a $5 donation. Would you drop Sony or Boston Scott and pick up Chase Edmonds, or just wait on the injury report for the Eagles, RB, and Henderson? If you can wait, but every passing day you wait, you also risk Chase Edmonds getting picked up. If you're not playing Boston Scott, then I would probably drop Boston Scott, because he has a bye week next week, where I'd much rather play Sony Michel if Darrell Henderson's ruled out. And I'd much rather have Sony Michel on my bench than Boston Scott. So I'd rather drop Boston Scott if you're not playing him this week and just pick up Chase Edmonds. Is what I would do, Steven. But if you're playing Boston Scott, that definitely makes it a little bit more trickier. So if you have somebody good that you can throw in for Boston Scott, if Darrell Henderson does play this week, then I would still drop Boston Scott. Hey, I never get upset with you. As you've said many times, I ultimately do me and make the decision. Always grateful for your advice. I appreciate it, Megan. Not everybody's as nice as you. Believe me. I've had plenty of people say, wow, thanks, man. You lost me my matchup this week. Wow, you suck at fantasy. And I don't really care. Like, it is what it is. I try my best, okay? Like, and really, I don't really care what they say, to be completely honest with you. And I always tell everyone, go with your gut. I'm not right all the time. I wish I was. I wish I was right all the time, but I'm not always right. Trust the process. I trust my process. If you don't like it, go with who you want. Like, totally your call here. It's your call 100%. I'll explain my decision. And if you don't like it, you say, I don't agree with that. That's fine. We can disagree and we can still be buddies. Hey, we're still pals. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you do you. Zeke do a good catching back, low key. I just think Zeke's a good football player. Don't get me wrong. I love Zeke. I've been a massive fan of Zeke. Has Tony Pollard looked more explosive? Absolutely, than Zeke. But Zeke has never been a dude that's like super explosive. He's going to juke people out. Zeke is like a guy, he builds up some speed. He has great vision. He gets downhill fast and he'll run you over. And then he can outrun anybody once he hits that. If he finds that crease, he can hit that opening and get upfield in a hurry. But Tony Pollard has looked better because there's more burst there with Tony Pollard, where that's not really what Zeke has been. Zeke doesn't get... he has good burst, but it's not as good as Tony Pollard, I would say. Like, I'm sure you could go over on player profile and I'll say, let me see. Like, Zeke is not somebody that's going to juke people out. That's not who Zeke has been ever in his career. He's not a guy that's going to, you know, throw a nice move on anybody. That's not Zeke. Yeah, like his burst score is not that good. His speed, he has good straight line speed. But like his burst score is in the 27th percentile for running backs. Like he's just never been a guy that's going to, you know, look on screen to people. He may not look as good as Tony Pollard because Tony Pollard has really good burst. But in real life football, Zeke is a really good running back. Yo, what's good? What up? What up? What up? What up? Sus. That is sus. Is Montgomery a good passing down back? I feel like I ask you this, but no, I feel like he's solid. kind of sus. Kind of sus. Yeah. Muth or Logan Thomas? Muth. It's a clan. It's going to be a high scoring game, I feel. So let's hope we'll give. You agree, Tyler? To what? What game? You're saying? You're talking about the Cincinnati game. What is the over under for that game? I haven't looked at that game yet. 50? Is that the highest? What game would be the highest? That game would probably be the highest. Yeah, that game. That is, so it's tied for the highest game this weekend? Highest scoring game this weekend? Yeah, I mean, I think that there should be a decent amount of scoring in that game, yeah. I also could totally see that game disappointing and being a low-scoring affair against two really solid teams. Is Traquan a good start tonight? I don't feel great about him. It just depends on who else you have. Ingram or Clyde? Clyde. Mark Ingram or David Montgomery? I would go with David Montgomery. For each Eckler, TD, me and Tyler and Ryan. No, I'm not kissing him. Yo, that is sus. That's sus. I'm not. I don't think I have Eckler in one league this year. That is pretty bad. He was one guy, because definitely didn't work out. I was constantly going Aaron Jones over Austin Eckler. It's not that I didn't like Austin Eckler. It's just I always liked Aaron Jones more. Like always in that range I was going. And I really, Jonathan Taylor was another player I was kind of skipping out on too, because I was very big on Aaron Jones this year. I still have Jonathan Taylor in like 3 leagues or something, but I was really going Aaron Jones a lot. Lamar, Brady. Tyler, if Mixon and Eckler combined for 4 touchdowns, we all... Listen, I love Mixon. I will say I love Mixon. Mixon has been a guy that I've been big on Mixon for like 3 years now. And it's like every single year is like, next year is the year. Next year, this is the year. This year, I was definitely like, this is the year. And I have him in quite a bit of leagues as well. Especially in my big leagues, I have him. But Najee was also another player that I was going around Mixon where he was going. Lamar. I need a Hail Mary. What's wrong with Lamar? I would definitely go with Lamar. I know Lamar wasn't good last week, but I'm still firing him up. Taysom Hill or Carr? I would go with Carr. I'm drafting him no matter what, except for JT. Who's that? Mixon or Eckler? Cooper and Metcalf. I would go with Cooper and Metcalf. I would go with Metcalf. Would you trade James Conner for Antonio Gibson and Antonio Brown? Yeah, I would do that. I mean, I wouldn't really care about Antonio Brown, but I would take... I need to... Probably why people were leaving. Because they don't see my... a little sign here. Like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Got to put up my very sus sign that keeps falling down. I don't know why this tape keeps falling down. Come on, bruh. Just hang up. You got like a few more minutes here. Is that what you mean by always be sending, Tyler? Always be sending kisses? No, never. That's Ryan and Seclan. They're very sus when it comes to Austin Eckler and Joe Mixon. They love these guys. I mean, I do love Joe Mixon. I mean, both of them. They're really good at football. Just really good football players. Hey, Ingram or hold out for Sony. Full point PPR. I would love to play Sony. What I'll say is if you don't have a solid option this week, then I wouldn't hold out. I would just go Ingram. I do think Ingram's a solid start tonight. But I would love to hold out for Sony. But once again, if you don't have a good person to play, then I would just be going Ingram tonight. Do you do a video where pick NFL games versus the spread? No, I should do something like that though, honestly. I've always thought about it. That I'm definitely going to be putting more of an emphasis on betting next year, because what I did this year is I had something with FanDuel lined up and then I backed out of it because I really want to get in with Barstool Sports. I won't lie. I want to get in with Barstool Sports. So I've been trying to reach out. Like, they have a link that you can click on to apply for, like, to be a affiliate or whatever, but the link doesn't work. So I try to reach out to the Twitter and I haven't heard anything. So I'm just trying to hold out hope, because with FanDuel, I couldn't be with anybody for a year if the contract were to ever end. So I didn't really want to do that. Now, maybe it's the same for somebody else, but I wasn't totally full in FanDuel. Although I do love FanDuel Sportsbook. I must say, I do love FanDuel Sportsbook. But I do want to be with Barstool. So I'm kind of just holding out, and then next year I'll put in more time and effort for like DFS and sports betting, that kind of stuff. You play in any dynasty leagues? I am. I have 3 dynasty leagues. To be honest, they're not doing that great. Well, there's a couple of them where my team was. For one of them, I had literally my first 2 picks was Cam Akers and AJ Brown. Wow, of course my team's not going to be any good. My team is still decent. It's just not very good, because those were my first 2-round draft picks. Literally lose Cam Akers in the beginning of the season. Doesn't even get to play. AJ Brown has been a massive bust this year as well. And then my other ones, I don't check Sleeper that much. I'm in a bad habit right now where I don't check Sleeper a whole lot. Because I'm so used to ESPN and Yahoo. Like, I check that stuff all the time. I need to get better at checking Sleeper. So, but I do love Dynasty, because I love the aspect of it. You're always doing something where, like, at this time of the year, you get teams that are definitely out of the playoffs, and you're like, well, screw it. You know what I mean? Where there, you can always be trading to better your team for next year for draft picks. I don't know why these webcams keep joining. I have no idea, man. It's annoying. But would love the advice. So do those videos. Maybe I'd still have my kids. If I was doing some sports betting videos, I will. Is Henderson going to be irrelevant with Akers back? As long as Akers is okay, which he's been looking good. These workout videos have looked good for him, but it's also workout videos. But yeah, definitely. Like, honestly, Henderson hasn't been that good. And if you look at real life football, doesn't really make people miss, doesn't really pick up a whole lot of yards after contact. Is actually one of the worst running backs in the league when it comes to those 2 stats. And those are very indicative stats of the success of running backs in the NFL. So if you're pretty much bottom tier for those 2 stats, well, you're probably not a very good running back. You just are good in fantasy football because you play on one of the league's best running back, friendliest teams for running backs. So I definitely think as long as Cam Akers is okay and somewhat of himself prior to the injury, then yeah, he'll be irrelevant. Mike Evans or Michael Pittman this week, Tyler? Mike Evans for me. Higbee or Schultz? I would go with Schultz. Can you pick 2? We got Elijah Moore, Bateman, Devonta Smith. I would go Devonta Smith and Elijah Moore. Do you play on the NFL fantasy app too, or I just play ESPN and Yahoo? I've never done an NFL fantasy app. I should try one. I've never tried it. Okay, don't make fun of me. I'm down bad. David Johnson, Singletary, Ramondre Stevenson, Bolden, Mike Davis, Breida, Latavius Murray, or Jarrell Williams this week. Man. I gotta check. Let me see who I got higher. I want to say Ramondre Stevenson is probably the highest. Yes, Stevenson. Was Singletary in there as well or no? Singletary is one spot if Zach Moss is a healthy scratch, I would go with Singletary over Stevenson. Tyler Help, should I start Mark Ingram over Sony Michel? If you don't have any backup plan, if Darrell Henderson is out, or if he plays, then yeah, I would start Mark Ingram. And we got Drew with a $5 donation. Yo, appreciate Drew with the $5 donation. Zeke, Renfrow, or Gaskin at flex. I would go with Zeke. Give me Zeke. Trades that veto trades because someone doesn't want them to do good. I only veto. Yeah, I think vetoing is really stupid in my opinion. I hate vetoing trades. Kendrick Bourne or Emmanuel Sanders. I would go with Kendrick Bourne. Aaron Jones and Michael Pittman for Joe Mixon. Yes, I would. Thank you, Tyler. You're welcome. Starting Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, Brandon Cooks. I would go with Brandon Cooks. Amari Cooper, Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith. How you doing? Yo, what up, Uzi? How you doing, my guy? Traquan Smith, Odell, Devante Parker. Pick 2. I would go with Odell and Devante Parker. All right. And we're getting close here. When this game is at kickoff, let me know. I'm going to hop off. Gotta go put my kids to bed. It'll be fun. Van Jefferson or Elijah Moore, full point PPR. I would go with, man. I'm still going to go with Elijah Moore. No, I'm going to go with Van. I need to redo this. I thought Joe Flacco would be playing. It looks like Zach Wilson's going to be playing this week. And I don't like Elijah Moore that much if Zach Wilson's going to be playing because Zach Wilson has been straight doggy doo-doo. All right, good night, Tyler. Thanks for the advice, man, and talk. No problem, Ryan. Have a good one, my guy. Is Joe Mixon a top 3 pick next year? Yo, I was really thinking hard today. Because I'm going to make... next week, I'm going to make a 2022 mock draft video. I'm also going to be doing, like, rankings. And I was trying to think, like... All right, we know that Jonathan Taylor is the #1 back, all right? Jonathan Taylor... If nothing happens to Jonathan Taylor, then next year he'll be the first overall pick. Who's second? Who is going to be second overall? Like, I feel like there's so many people that could be second. Maybe Derrick Henry. I think a lot of people, especially as we get closer, might go with Derrick Henry. But who's going to be second overall? I don't know who's going to be second overall. I really don't know. Van Jefferson or Elijah Moore, full point PPR. I'm honestly going to go with Van Jefferson right now. I gotta look at some stuff here. Because once again, I really thought that Zach Wilson was going to be the starting running back, or I thought Joe Flacco would be starting with him not being the quarterback. Zach Wilson, I don't like Elijah Moore that much. That bourbon binky works pretty good for kids. Hey, there we go. Although they're too old for binkies. They're 4. How old is my daughter now? 6, 5, 6. I couldn't even think. Schultz or Gesicki? Drew, I would go with Gesicki there. Before I leave, Eckler, your favorite running back? No, I was Jonathan Taylor. You're saying Jonathan Taylor? Hey. Elijah Mitchell, Mark Ingram, or OBJ this week? I would go with Elijah Mitchell there. Dalton. Andrew, appreciate the $5 donation. Thank you very much, my guy. Really appreciate it. Najee second. I think that there's a possibility that could happen if say, now wishful thinking as a Steelers fan, if Aaron Rodgers goes there and say they beef up the offensive line, would you take Najee second if Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback? Now, wishful thinking, once again, put yourself in the dream world for a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, okay? Wishful thinking. If Aaron Rodgers was the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they also signed a couple guys in free agency, with Najee Harris, would you take him second overall next year? Would you take him second? I really think I would, to be completely honest with you. If Dobbins and Edwards are both healthy next year, do you think they'll split 50-50? I don't think JK will be the clear #1, but I think it'll be like a 60-40 split. Honestly, Iron is what I think. Real quick, how does my full point PPR team look? Stafford, Eckler, Connor, man, that's already really good. Godwin, Mooney, Kittle, Jamal Williams. I think that looks really good, Megan. I think that team's going to be really solid this week. Really solid. Tyler loves Gesicki. Nothing wrong with that, though. I like Gesicki or Jared Cook. I would go Gesicki still. You already said it. I love Mike Gesicki. Okay. I just think that Mike Gesicki is super talented. And he's a threat to have a really solid week every single week. And that's just what you're hoping at the tight end position. But so is Dalton Schultz. I really think Dalton Schultz is good. I'm surprised you don't say Swift second. No, I love Swift, but I just don't think that if the Detroit, I guess it depends on what Detroit does this year. If they improve, I think that I don't see that Swift plays nearly as many snaps as Najee or ever has the workload or could withstand the workload that Najee can see. And for that reason, I would go Najee easily. Who's the future quarterback of the Steelers? This draft's not looking as I really hope the Steelers don't draft anybody in this draft class. Unless I should say first round. I hope to God they don't draft a quarterback in the first round. Now, if somebody's sitting there that's decent in the second round, say like, I don't even know who would be sitting there. I don't even know. I kind of just hope they don't even take a quarterback in this draft. Unless it's a quarterback later in the draft, they try to groom him, whatever. But like, I just hope they don't take a good guy earlier, like, because they have so many needs on that team right now. So many needs that you don't need to be drafting a quarterback. Try to get it through free agency. So honestly, who I've kind of come to terms with is like Jimmy G. You know, I'd be okay with Jimmy G as the quarterback. I just hope to God that they're not like, I've already said in the stream, but oh, Mason Rudolph is our starting quarterback this year. We're going to roll out there with Mason Rudolph. He really proved to us that he could play football. Like, no, he has not proved to anybody that he can play football. The dude sucks. He's a backup quarterback for a reason. Enjoy the game. Boom. If he's gone, I would pick Najee second or Javonte. Javonte is going to be really good next year. Waddle, Amari Cooper, Jamar Chase. I would go Jamar Chase, Susie. Enjoy the game. Boom. Peace out, Iron. Those till TikTok burns about Swift got you doubting. Oh, no. I don't doubt about Swift. It's just I wouldn't take him that early. There's other guys I would have. Hope my guys do well. A lot of those names give me some sexy fantasy vibe. I feel you, Megan. Definitely. Though that team's really solid, especially in full point PPR. That team looks really good in full point PPR. Anyways, going to sign off. Appreciate you. Thank you, Megan. Appreciate you and appreciate becoming a member. Thank you. I don't like Mike Evans this week. Feel like he won't be productive. Should I start Terry? I like Mike Evans personally. I just think that this is going to be a decently high-scoring game against Atlanta this week. I would personally go him. Hey, if that's what your gut's telling you, as I say, always go with your gut. Taysom Hill isn't going to ball out. I have bet he throws at least 2 interceptions, and Mason Rudolph isn't good. You're right. Yes, I hope to God Mason Rudolph is not their quarterback. If they are, I've already said it. I'm not watching the game. I don't care. Like, if you're going to trot out Mason Rudolph, I'm sorry, you're not my team. Right? You're still my team, but you don't deserve my time. I'm not watching you. Like, there's plenty of guys that you can try to make a push for, even if it's like, for Christ's sake, if Andy Dalton is a free agent, give me Andy Dalton. I don't even care. I'd much rather see Andy Dalton out there than Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph is like plan Z, okay? He's plan Z. Literally everything blows up and the world is ending, and then we go out there with Mason Rudolph. That is plan Z. But if that's like plan B, oh, we're going to make a push for one of these top tier guys. We don't get them. Hey, you know what? We're not even going to make a push for even like Jameis Winston. Not even going to make a push for Jimmy G. I'm not watching the game. Not watching the game. Mason Rudolph can take a helmet. That is true. That's so true. We them boys, Tyler. Honestly, I'm rooting for the Cowboys tonight. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have kickoff. Great night. Yeah, appreciate everybody. Cup for Tyreek and Ramonde. I would just keep Cup. All right, I'm hopping off. I appreciate everybody stopping by tonight. Have a lovely evening and good luck to your fantasy teams, and hopefully you win some money in your bets. Peace out, people. Have a great evening. See you, everybody. Peace.